Good afternoon. It is 3:01. I'm Joseph Bonanno from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. The Titans will head to Buffalo this weekend to face the Bills at Highmark Stadium on Sunday at noon. Titans head coach Brian Callahan met with the media today and said that Keandre Coburn, Tyjae Spears, and Treylon Burks will all miss Sunday's game. Will Levis and L'Jarius Sneed will be questionable. Callahan said that Burks hurt his knee in practice earlier this week and is a candidate to go on injured reserve as he's expected to miss some time with the injury. Other news around the NFL, new Bills wide receiver Amari Cooper is expected to play on Sunday versus the Titans after being traded there earlier this week. The Colts are set to start Anthony Richardson versus the Dolphins, but will be without running back Jonathan Taylor. Mike Tomlin said he is keeping the Steelers' QB decision in-house. However, wide receiver George Pickens may have let slip in a media availability that Russell Wilson is in line to make his first start for Pittsburgh, and Browns running back Nick Chubb is expected to make his season debut on Sunday. This weekend in SEC football, the third Saturday in October between number 11 Tennessee and number 7 Alabama kicks off at 2:30. You can catch the Ball Network coverage of that game right here on The Zone. Arkansas hosts number 8 LSU at 6, and number 1 Texas hosts number 5 Georgia at 6:30 on ABC. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville 3HL is on the air, 104.5 The Zone. We got you till 6 o'clock. We have a lot to get to, obviously. It is Trash Talk Friday.
It's time to get it on.
Did that sound ominous or no?
No.
Okay.
It sounded terrific to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounded great, yo. That's what it sounded like.
You ready to get it on?
I'm ready to get it on. Bama, I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you.
I just want to say, Bama fan, please call in.
You got your opportunity.
Listen, we've asked for road fans that are playing Tennessee to call in every week. And Bama, you have a wide open opportunity to let it rip today.
And shut Big Slay up. I know that's what y'all really want to do. I know that's what y'all really want to say. You ain't got to be politically correct. Shut up, Slay. That's what I want to hear, Bama fans. Come on in. Come on in. I'm going to give y'all opportunity, and then I'll save. I'll save mine for y'all.
By the way, y'all know Dixieland Delight is a song about Tennessee, right? What is Bama doing with that song?
Trolling. I would
Mark
say.
Mariani's here. Wearing a big power tee and a white hat. What's up, dude?
Hey, let's go! Hey, Bama fans, let's go. Put a quarter in this machine over here, baby. I want to get Slay fired up today.
Yeah, buddy.
Come on.
Yeah, buddy.
We were having a conversation with Zach Lyons in between shows. He's wearing his Bama hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks that Bama needs to run the football with the running backs more. And to that, I say, yes, please do that.
Yeah.
Please try to do that. I would love for that to be the game plan.
Yeah, me too.
Because Bama ain't running the ball against Tennessee with running backs. They haven't run the ball against anybody with running backs. Try it. Go ahead.
I think Rodney Gardner may have something to say about that.
Second and long, third and long.
Yeah, a couple of dogs in the kennel might get loose.
When we evaluate this game, you can go through all of the analytics, all of the evaluations, all of the things you want to go through. Jalen Milroe has the ability to turn that game on its head. And so I'm going to go ahead and say that. That is out there.
And so does Ricky Williams. Ryan Williams. Ricky Williams.
You did that before.
I know. Hope he won't.
Hey, puff, puff, give.
Yeah.
You're effing up the rotation.
Dude.
Yeah. We don't need him out there.
Was it Ditka or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Ditka
Traded
in
the
the
entire
wedding
draft
dress.
class.
So it was. We don't need nobody but him.
Don Davenport is in Raleigh-Durham in advance of Duke and Florida State. So Duke is favored by 3.5 over Florida State. They've never been favored in that game before. They've never won that game before. They are 0-22 in that matchup. We had Danny Cannell on yesterday with CBS Sports, former Florida State quarterback, who said, take Florida State in the money line. He did. With the upset.
I don't think Duke's ready for that now.
I may have done that.
I mean, Florida State is something's wrong with them. They got a stomach ache.
For Florida State has been DJU at quarterback. They have replaced him. That's tough in the NIL era when you pay for a guy.
Trouble just follows DJ ukulele everywhere.
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, trouble found him in Clemson. Trouble. Yep. He did play all right for the Beavers, but golly.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if Duke's ready for that yet.
Zeph, the executive producer of 3HL, I'm going to put you on the spot. At some point, you need to pull these lines from Dixieland Delight. You ready?
I'm ready.
The proof that the song is about Tennessee. Right at the beginning. Rolling down backwoods, Tennessee byway. Okay. Then we go from there. Homegrown country girl, gonna give me a whirl on a Tennessee Saturday night. Which is a great line.
Just want to let Bama fans know who listen to this show. I will be playing Dixieland Delight at the 45 segment of every hour going into this show.
And we may just let the whole damn song run.
Pretty cool, though.
Then this line at the end, working hard all week, got a little jingle on a Tennessee Saturday night. The entire song is about Tennessee. How did Alabama end up playing that every home game?
Because the band's name's Alabama and they think it's theirs.
That is, yes.
And they're wrong.
Well, they picked the wrong song.
Yeah, they picked
the
worst song.
I mean, pick Elvira or something.
Sometimes you fumble. They fumbled on that one.
Tough to go back.
Yeah, they leaned in on this. So you got to roll with it.
No, I've been there. They play that song. The entire stadium sings it.
They go nuts, too.
They go bananas.
That last part when the beat speed up.
Yes.
It's pretty dope, man. I experienced it last year. It was like, I was looking at Savage when we was at the game like, hey, this is pretty cool.
You know what's better than that, though?
What?
When Tennessee won and they played it while everyone rushed the field.
That was so dope. Wow. That was a wow moment for me.
615-737-1045. You want in. It is Trash Talk Friday. Moonshine is here until 4:13 p.m. to be exact, if we break on time. And the Blood in the Water pick will resurface at 4 o'clock. Snapped a 3-game win streak.
Painfully.
Jets, 2.5-point underdogs.
I'm a specialist. I don't usually like talking smack on kickers, but golly, dude.
That was the one.
The Jets had those boys, but, I mean, that opened the floodgates.
You know, as a special teams player, it was the wind.
Oh, yeah. I got about a bajillion excuses in my back pocket, man. It ain't never the guy's fault. It ain't never my fault.
Yeah.
There's always an element in there that
if you don't catch a punt because of the wind, the swirling wind.
I got 1,000. I got 1,000.
I talked to Kern. He said Baltimore is like the worst spot for like swirling winds.
Well, I got the joy, honor, and pleasure of catching them right next to Lake Michigan at Soldier Field for a couple years, and I mean, golly, they don't call it the Windy City for nothing.
Yeah,
now. But
so you kick the ball high enough right against Lake Michigan that when it comes down, it has ice all over it.
You literally just like have no clue where it's going.
Do y'all want to hit the phones?
I see some Bama fans. Light us up, baby.
Listen, screw the intros. Marianne's here. Slay's here. Zeph's here. Brent Doherty here. Don is in Raleigh, Durham. And here we go. Ham in Nashville's a Bama fan. Ham, what's up?
Hey, what's the word? Hey, man, listen, I'm over here. I'm headed to strike out, getting ready to get my old 12-piece, and I was just thinking about how we getting ready to do old Rocky Top this weekend, man. 35-13, the final out there this weekend.
35-13.
35-13,
yes,
Ham.
Anytime you're dealing with people that's in the Heisman race, you know, UT don't have no Heisman watch folks on their team. Anytime you're dealing with people in that Heisman race, it's blowouts out there, man. I already know what's going on.
I like that big Ham.
How are you feeling going into the 2022 game in Knoxville? Same way?
It's a little bit different, actually. The circumstances.
I love it, man. Go get that 12-piece, bro. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, 615-737-1045. Zombie in Nashville. Zombie, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Sorry I missed y'all yesterday in Dixon. I don't quite have the energy. I kind of want to walk you through it. I'm a Bama fan. That week we lost to Vanderbilt, y'all lost to Arkansas. I kind of felt like we was on the same page, UT. And,
so you're comparing Vanderbilt
Alabama.
to Arkansas. Okay. That's
I do. The logical decision is I do believe Alabama wins because this is the best team that Tennessee will have played.
That is true.
I think the best case scenario is it looks similar to Alabama versus Georgia, being that Alabama comes out on the jump, just throws a punch and tries to run with it. And in the second half, we get to see if UT can play with the confidence that Vanderbilt and nothing to lose kind of mentality when they did beat us and put up 40.
So that's an interesting point that you make, because one of the things that I'm on is Tennessee needs to try to play free from the beginning. Because if they try this grinded out style that they've tried the last 3 weeks, it's going to be tough, especially if Milroe makes a play or two and Bama goes up a couple of scores. Right? Like that's a tough scenario from a Tennessee perspective. So I appreciate it, Zombie. Good stuff, man. Appreciate you.
Tennessee does not want to play from behind.
No, not like that.
They need to control the clock and run the ball.
Need to run the ball.
Bama's what? Second to last in the SEC in stopping the run.
Number 14, yes.
And we are,
Number
the Vols are, yes. And even if you get down a score or two, you don't stop running the ball.
Right.
You have to keep pounding the ball, but you do not want to be playing from behind on tomorrow afternoon.
Listen, and we have tons of fun, and we're going to talk trash and all these things, but we'll intersperse within all of that frivolity some of the analytics and some of the stats and things like that. So I want to present you guys with this. Tennessee averaged just under 7 yards per carry in its first 3 games. In the last 3, they averaged 3.6 yards per carry. What does that tell you in terms of what needs to happen? Now, the reason for that is there's an interesting article in The Athletic that Zev sent to us that asked 7 coaches that have played either Alabama or Tennessee, okay? And one of the things that was mentioned was that defenses the last few weeks have been showing light boxes against Tennessee pre-snap, but have been sneaking defenders into the box just after the snap. So question, could Tennessee catch Bama in that with play-action game?
I think so, and I also think, man, it's only so much that you can continue to show a young guy that can compute. Now, one thing about it, Nico is a freshman, but his IQ is really good and it's really high when it comes to football. So you continue to show him new looks. So in a minute, we're gonna be out of excuses of, man, Nico's never seen this defense. You know what I'm saying? We started with NC State. We started with Arkansas.
3-3-5 on both of them.
Arkansas
went 3-2-6, which they hadn't seen on film.
And so what you got to have is that what you're adding into that is a little trickery. I don't think Alabama feels they need to try to trick them, which could bite them in the rear end if they play around. If they just say, man, we want to play physical and lean on them, I think that plays better into Nico's and the offense's hand than throwing the little trickeration out there. But if they keep on playing these little tricks, it's gonna run out soon, and he's gonna be able to compute this. I got faith in him that at some point he'll compute this and he'll hit them explosive plays, and then guess what? Your ass in trouble.
Nico needs to let it rip. I feel like he's being a little too
tight.
But I think that's why. Because he's seeing stuff that he's never seen before. You know what I'm saying?
So instead of putting the ball in harm's way in his head,
it's like, hold on. Let me see. Wait a minute. And that wait a minute is all you need in football, correct?
It's all about adjustments. Everybody's going to make adjustments. What they've seen the last 3 weeks, those 3 versus the 3 games, it's SEC versus some, pork chops in the beginning of the season. So to kind of throw the stats out the window, all I'm saying is Tennessee must run the football. They must run the football. They can't abandon it. And Alabama hasn't shown a knack for stopping the run yet.
Yeah.
So if we can just get on early and often running the football, that's going to trend well.
So does Alabama think they've got to commit more players to the box to stop the run because they haven't had success? If so, that's man-to-man on the outside.
Looking at it just from me sitting in this chair, I think they can stack the box because we haven't made that many plays in the pass game the last few weeks.
So we
haven't made that threat.
They're not worried about going man-to-man on the outside.
We have a couple big plays, but we need to throw the ball better because when you, like Slay's saying, when we do catch them slipping, we got to make them pay. And we haven't had a ton of those big explosives the last few weeks.
There were a couple opportunities against Florida that would have turned the game on its head.
Yeah, we need to hit those. Yeah.
So Nico on 20-plus yard throws this season, 8 of 24.
Yeah, that's a problem.
615-737-1045. Matt in the borough. Matt, what's up?
Hey, so I thought it was real funny you were talking about Ricky Williams, who's the best quarterback at the real UT. But go Dogs. I think UT's going to go down. But honestly, I think the only way Tennessee wins is if Nico doesn't get wide eyes. Because Alabama can't stop the run, and so they're going to stack the box. Nico's got to have a good play and not be afraid to pull the trigger and take some shots.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, Matt. One thing, Florida wasn't good at stopping the run either, but in the first half they did. Now, second half, I think the number is for Dylan Sampson, the first half of the last 2 games, 13 carries, 33 yards.
Yeah.
But in the second half, he goes off. So against Florida, he goes off, has 3 touchdowns after halftime. So I don't know what was going on there, but Florida wasn't very good against the run either going in, and they did curtail Tennessee a little bit in the first half.
What you need to add to what both of y'all saying is Nico and this Tennessee offense come out and get in rhythm. And then we'll see where it goes in. If you take that fumble early away in Florida against the Florida game on their first drive, imagine what they came out with.
If it's 7-0 right there.
Pass to the out.
You know what it is? It's a blowout. To me.
That's what I'm saying. And then that kneeling crowd get involved. Like, it's different. So you take those little minor details, tweak them a little bit. Don't fumble that. And I'll tell you, I'm putting my money where my mouth is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
I think you already have.
I'm going to put my money right where my mouth is. I'm going to do it 2 more times.
You already have.
I'm going to do it 2 more times, Joel.
2 more times.
Yes.
Hey, there's a lot of time before that game kicks off.
It might be 4 more times.
Yeah, keep that update going. Give me that Wi-Fi.
Moonshine
or don't give me the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, right.
Moonshine will present his weekly Blood in the Water pick in just a little while. This is an underdog that wins outright. Tennessee, a 3.5-point underdog now. I'm just saying.
Just saying. They're making it easy on us.
Titans.
Boy.
At Bills.
Oh, God.
How do they get
the rain
upset?
Starts to pull.
Bills favored by 8.5, 9 points. Is bouncing back and forth. 12 o'clock on CBS. Titans will wear all white. Andrew Catalan with the play-by-play. Tiki Barber, Jason McCourty are the analysts. AJ Ross on the sidelines. Don't you, Mariani, have to open up the offense to Will Levis? And he's got to play well.
Well, you don't have a choice now.
Well.
But here's the thing, and we say this, and I'm going to keep saying it, and I don't care what the record is. This defense will keep us in this game.
Yep.
I still have faith in this defense, from the 2 big boys in the middle to the middle linebackers behind them and our whole secondary. I got a ton of faith in our defense. I think we're going to hold them to 20 points again, which is about what we're averaging. Mm-hmm. I don't have faith in Josh Allen. I don't think he has a ton of weapons to throw the ball to. All that being said, we still have to figure out this offensive side of the football. It was so ugly last week. You score 17 points against the Indianapolis Colts. You lose your first divisional game of the season. You go to 1-4, and you got 2 juggernauts coming in the next 2 weeks on your schedule. It was a big game, dude, and it hurts my feelings. But the only thing that we can do is find a way to get this offense rolling. I'm very surprised that Brian Callahan, the offensive guy with all the offensive coach he brought in, I'm very surprised we haven't gotten guys in the open field. I'm very surprised we can't find a chunk play in there. I'm very surprised that you signed this free agent receiver and you have D-Hop back there and we can't get an open guy, somebody running open. I don't understand why everything has to be contested. Mm-hmm. So I got faith in this squad. My morale is a little bit broken as far as playoffs and what we're going to do down the stretch. Our defense is too good. Number 1 in total defense in the whole NFL in yards given up per game. Number one. They
haven't given up more than 17 points in a game, and they're 1-4.
And our offense is putting them in bad situations nonstop.
Yes.
3 and outs nonstop. So I believe in this team. 9 is a huge number. 8.5 is a huge number. The money line's a little scary. But what I'm saying is our defense is going to step up and play every week. Our offense has to hold themselves accountable. We have to start moving the ball, and I don't care what it takes.
Real quick, as we go to break, injury report is out for the Titans. What do you have?
Keandre Coburn is out with a knee injury. L'Jarius Sneed is questionable with a quad.
He's been questionable before and played.
Tyjae Spears is out with a hamstring. Traylon Burks is out with a knee injury that he suffered in practice.
That might turn to IR. Go ahead.
Will Levis is questionable with a shoulder injury.
Oh.
Was questionable last week as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cedric Gray was not activated off IR.
All right, when we come back, we'll visit with Josh Ward, co-host of Josh and Swain, the sports animal in Knoxville. We'll talk Tennessee, Florida next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What I heard.
Hey, maybe you feel strongly one way or another about that game and you want to have some fun and bet it. Well, you need to download the Zen Sports app then. Zen Sports, the newest sportsbook in Tennessee that is bringing sports betting to a whole new level. And if you haven't signed up for Zen Sports yet, when you do, you will automatically earn up to $100 no danger first wager. So what that means is, let's say you make a bet for $50 and you don't win. Well, guess what? Zen Sports will reimburse you for the amount of your bet up to $100. Yes. How fun is that? What is better is Zen Sports is now offering NFL player props, daily promotions, including odds boost, no danger wagers, same game parlays, even daily same game parlay super boost. And those super boosts are 16% over their Tennessee competitors. Also has a one-of-a-kind VIP rewards program. You qualify and you'll earn monthly comps at sporting events, concerts, even sportsbook bonuses. So go to zensports.com/VIP to check out that program. But what else are you waiting for? Download the Zen Sports app. Go to zensports.com and jump in on Zen Sports, where betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. No danger wager. Limited plus 500 odds to qualify. Boosted odds derived from equivalent parlay bets offered in Tennessee. Must be 21 and older and in Tennessee to bet.
HL 104.5, The Zone. Brent Doherty, Mark Mariani, Ron Slade. Dawn Davenport is at Duke and Florida State coming up this weekend. She'll be on the sidelines. You can catch her.
Babsy.
She had travel issues. She left Shoney's early to catch a flight that was then delayed until the next morning.
Right.
And then that flight was delayed.
That was the greatest thing moving.
I was like, dude, you could have driven in 8 hours. Like, we always go back to her driving, and she's not driving anywhere.
Absolutely not.
I mean...
No, it's no question.
Josh Ward joins us, co-host of Josh and Swain at Sports Animal in Knoxville. I've got me coming back at me in my headphones. Do y'all have that too?
Yeah, and you sound good. Listen to me.
Wow.
They fixed it.
I'm going to go Vols gone right there.
We're having some technical issues learning this new system.
Hell, I like it. I like
give
that.
Me 1 second.
Yeah, give me more.
That would have been lit.
Hell yeah, that was gonna be a 6-person show right there. Gonna be 6 of us in here. Then we're gonna repeat everything we say, so make sure you hear it. Oh, I like that. I was ready.
We're our own champ.
Oh God, I was ready. Come on, Zell. Next time, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
Yeah, he's got to fix it. We need Josh on the show.
Oh yeah, okay. You lucky, Josh.
I love how you went straight into VOLS.
I was on my way. Boy, if I can hear a repeat, that means people gonna say what I'm gonna say. I can just holler it out to the crowd. Whatever I say, they're gonna repeat it. Yeah. Hell yeah. I said, you winning now. You know how many people love to do shows, comedy shows, and concerts and stuff like that? People gonna repeat it every time. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I was there. I was ready.
Are you saying you want to do a comedy show at Zany's?
I would more like to do a concert.
A concert? Like singing or?
Man, doing something.
Would it be like more hip hop or would it be like R&B?
No, I'm going to be hip hop, R&B, country. Slash comedy.
Wow, what a mashup.
I'm more like a host.
Okay.
MC of the night.
MC. You introduce people,
boom.
You tell a couple jokes,
you
introduce your boys.
So we could do a comedy. We could do a comedy showcase where you are the host, the MC.
That's making sense.
Like when we do Zone Family Feud.
That's right.
Yeah.
You want to get in on Zone Feud?
I'm always in.
We're going to do some Family Feud.
It's going to be good.
But he wants to be Steve.
I'm going to be the host.
Oh, you're going to host
Harvey.
it? Oh, goodness. All right.
It's going to be good, ain't it?
Lord have mercy. Josh Ward joins us, co-host of Josh and Sway and Sports Animal in Knoxville. Josh, you there?
I am here. I see you guys, by the way, so we had to hop on the phone, but I see you guys. You look great. The power team hat. That is rocking it right. And, Ron, you started the VOLS chant. That's what you were going to do, right?
That's absolutely it.
Yeah, finish it out, even if you have a headphone issue. Let the people hear it every time.
V-O-L-S 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 Go, Vols, go!
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah. I brought my trumpet and everything, Josh.
That's what the people needed. You knew it. Now they've got it.
Now we're ready, baby.
Josh, we were just talking about Tennessee run game. Number 1 in the SEC, Alabama run defense, number 14 in the SEC. However, Tennessee averaged just under 7 yards per carry in its first 3 games. In its last 3, they averaged 3.6. Will Tennessee be able to run the football against Alabama?
I think they can run with success. And with success, I mean keep at it. Like Oklahoma, it wasn't about the yards per carry average. It was about grinding it out, and that drive at the end of the first half, that did end in success. That was a lot of carries by Dylan Sampson. They got a touchdown, and then it was about the clock in the second half. Now, the success I'm describing, that also kind of requires a lead probably. If the goal here is, hey, we got to catch up, hey, we need to get a touchdown or 2 on the board, and we have to do it in a short amount of time, I'm skeptical that the run game is going to get them there. But can Tennessee run better than they have in the past a lot of the time when we've had this conversation of against Alabama's defense? Yes, I think that can be there. Can they hit a home run play? Can Dylan hit 1 or 2? Or maybe Deshaun Bishop, if he springs free, he can hit it in the open field. But I think it's going to be a grinded-out type running attack if Tennessee's going to have success.
Bama has given up explosive plays in the pass game all season long. Can Nico take advantage? Nico on passes 10 or more yards down the field in the last 2 games, 10 of 28 on the season, 20 or more yard throws, 8 for 24. Can he take advantage? Missed several opportunities against Florida.
Can he? I think the answer has to be yes, he can, because he could have hit a couple of those balls last week, just didn't. And if he had, the narrative, the feeling among Tennessee fans is different this week, but he also didn't. So if you're skeptical that it's going to happen this week, even with the defensive issues Alabama has, I get it. But yeah, I think I've said at least a couple of Fridays. Well, I think this is the Chris Brazzell week, and it just hasn't happened yet. But Squirrel White caught a big pass last year against Alabama. He was on the receiving end of what could have been a big play last week against Florida. So, yeah, I think we can point to the guys. I think that's probably where I would start the conversation, Brazzell or White. We'll see about Thornton's availability. Didn't play much last week. I think plays more. We'll see how much again this week. And Mike Matthews, we're waiting on him too. So
here we go.
Can he? I just can't. I can't give you a high confidence score that they hit a bunch of big plays until I see it this weekend.
You know what, Josh, man? Looking at this and looking how the season has played out for both of these teams, if we were to reverse just the scores that Tennessee has had and Alabama has had and what their opponents have been able to do with them, I don't even think this would be a question, would Alabama just devour Tennessee? If Alabama gave up, starting with NC State, 10 points, 0 to Kent State, 15 to Oklahoma, you gave up 19 and lost against Arkansas, and then overtime 17 to Florida. If you were looking at that and that was Alabama's defense giving it up, I don't think this game would be in question. Everybody would hands down be picking Alabama. Why is that such a difference when you see Tennessee and you know they got guys that have impact players over there on that side of the ball, and it's still kind of leaning towards that way?
Yeah, I do think you're right in terms of how it would feel and what people would be saying about it. Because if that were the case, you'd be saying, well, we've seen this. This is what Alabama does. They just shut people down, and they're going to do it again here. I think an answer to your question is waiting to see what Nico can do. Can he break out in the passing game? Can they hit those big plays that we're talking about? I also think just from a feeling standpoint, if we're talking about from the Tennessee side, even a couple of years ago where Tennessee hadn't done it yet. They hadn't broken the streak yet until they did it against Alabama. Going in, the offense at that point had shown, okay, they've got something. Remember how you were down there calling out Mike Mike the Tiger in Baton Rouge. Jalen Hyde had just scored 2 touchdowns. The offense at that point looked like it had taken off. And I think there's a feeling. There's this confidence level that comes when you have an explosive offense that you know can score points. And we didn't know going in Tennessee needed 52, but we knew that Tennessee would have a chance to score a bunch of points. I don't think the confidence is there in the offense. I think it's easier to get optimistic about your offense and how it's going to perform versus your defense having to hold off a team. And there's the Milroe-Nico battle as well. They don't play against each other, but when you look at one quarterback versus the other, Milroe inspires confidence on the Alabama side. On the Tennessee side, it's about seeing if Nico can have that game finally.
Now, let me ask you about this secondary. Well, since we're talking about defense and what it means, when you look at guys like Ricky making plays last week, also McCoy, what do you think they bring to the game as far as being able to match up with a guy like Ryan Williams?
See, there's a reason to be optimistic, confident. We'll see. I'm not saying they're going to shut down Ryan Williams. Right. I don't know that I would make that kind of prediction, but we were asked a couple times this week on the show, do you shadow with Jermod McCoy? And I think the staff has confidence in Ricky Gibson. He made some plays last week. They were both key in the victory against Florida. The performance of McCoy and Gibson, really, they don't win. Tennessee doesn't without the way that they played. So let's see. You have Ryan Williams, who is a big play threat that every defensive coordinator this season will be telling the defense, we have to do everything we can to try to slow this guy down. They get a couple of receivers back at Alabama, some guys that have played a lot in Kendrick Law and Kobe Prentice. That has to help their offensive game plan and what they're going to try to do, because those are some trustworthy guys that Tennessee will have to be aware of with Ryan Williams still lined up. He didn't have a big game last week, but he's had a big season, and he is a touchdown threat. If he can do what he did against Georgia, he can do it against Tennessee's defensive backs. At least that'll be his mindset. But if it's Tennessee's defensive backfield last year, which I thought got too much criticism at times, I wouldn't have a lot of confidence in them slowing down Ryan Williams. McCoy has inspired some confidence in what they're able to do on the back end. We talk so much about the guys up front. Finally, McCoy, I think, is starting to get some real recognition of what he's done at the cornerback spot. And Gibson was slowed by a hamstring injury at the start of the season. As he's gotten healthier and come on, he's shown that he can be a playmaker. They are legit athletes, and that's what you have to have in this kind of matchup against Bama's receivers, especially Williams. You need athletes, and McCoy and Gibson are those kinds of guys.
All right, Josh. Now, you're looking at the offensive line. Are we dragging the offensive line along the way with Hurd and Campbell right now? Are we just waiting on them to get going, or can we do it with them having subpar seasons?
Well, I wouldn't recommend continued subpar performance in a matchup like this. Again, Alabama, they don't have a Will Anderson or Dallas Turner, but they still got some guys. I watched last week in the South Carolina game, Jahad Campbell gets around the edge, and he gets to Lenore Sellers, twists him around, ball pops out, Alabama jumps on it. We've seen Nico cough it up. We've seen the issues Tennessee's had on the edge in pass protection in the backfield at times as well, and they need to get that fixed. In the run game, I think they're okay, at least, with what they've had. That comes back to the start of this conversation. But it's protection and then also the penalties. Guys, if they just took those penalties away that Hurd and Campbell were committing last week, the offense would have looked different. So it's about being smarter. It's about protecting. It's about limiting the mistakes that cost themselves, because it's not hard to figure out what slows Tennessee's offense down. When we talk about the Vols wanting to get in tempo, they need a positive play on first down, and they need to not go backwards after that. And too often they've had penalties that send them back, and they just don't have a good enough chance, especially as they've struggled to get the explosive plays. They need to keep moving forward. If they do that, then I think they can run and they can have some success. So to answer your question, Ron, can they continue with the issues they've had at tackle and succeed this weekend? I don't think so. So Dane Davis factors in. Let's see how much he plays this weekend. But if Hurd's out there at left tackle and John Campbell's there at right tackle, they have to play better, and I think everybody, those two guys included, recognize that.
Josh, what's your pick?
Brent, you're breaking up. I'm sorry.
Hey, man. Hey.
No, we need it. Don't let him off. Do not let him off.
10 toes down, Josh, no matter what.
Actually, so here's the thing. The last couple of weeks, I started to get really optimistic with my picks, right? I had Tennessee by a couple of scores last week. And by the way, that was on the table. They could have won by a couple of scores, but they didn't because of these issues that we've talked about. But I do have Alabama by a score. 31-24 was the score I gave out when I was forced to give one. So
see you, Josh.
Did you just click him? Josh? Josh?
Oh, Josh, are you there? Is anybody there?
When we come back, Amari Cooper is now a Buffalo Bill. How much of an impact can he have with 3 days practice? We'll ask a former wide receiver.
That's the
Mark
type of day we gonna have around here. You heard it.
On 104.5 The Zone. Josh is still on.
He waiting.
Josh, we love you.
Holistic stem cell therapy. It comes to your door with Kellum Stem Cell Institute. They bringing it to you, man. They brought it to me, and I'm so excited about it. And why wouldn't I be? And I get rid of all of the inflammation in my body. It's real simple. Many patients have experienced remarkable results just like mine. They got their own testimonies. Well, here's mine. I was riding in the cars, man, after being playing all of these years, and inflammation just tearing my knee up, man. I mean, like a burning sensation. I had to get out and stretch on long rides, but not no more. Nope. Your body, your cells, your solution handled all of that. Yes, and you got to believe that the stem cells are stored for future and continued use. So say you have an accident. You need to go get a little pep up, little hit of the secret potion. Well, it's your potion, so you can go hit it anytime. All you got to do is go reach out to Dr. Kellum, get you a consultation, 615-850-4415, 615-850-4415, KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
Weather's about to change. You need to get some advice on your lawn, and the experts are at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Check out their website, DickensSupply.com. Trey Hartsook is here with more. Trey, hit it.
Brent, what's going on, man? Hey, my mom always said, be careful what you ask for. Hey, we needed a little bit of rain here in the Middle Tennessee area, and I'll be darned if we got a lot of it. So now is the time to make sure that you're putting down that fence you overseeding. We know it was a long, dry summer, and now is the time. Lost a lot of turf, so we got to replenish it by putting down the PTT, the Proven Turfgrass Technologies, only available at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. People ask me all the time, they say, hey, Trey, what's the difference between what I can go buy at a box store and what you sell at Dickens Turf? The biggest difference is we've formulated this grass seed for our Middle Tennessee area to be drought-resistant, fungus-resistant, all the stuff that we need here. Brent, it doesn't matter whether you have 0.3 of an acre or 33 acres. We can get you squared away with the turf plan that you need, and we're going to make it as easy as possible on you. Whether you are somebody that likes to be out in that lawn a ton or somebody that just, hey, give me the bare minimum, we can get that to you. Stop in and see us. We'd love to talk to you about it. Conveniently located at Auburn, Middle Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Lumber, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickensSupply.com.
I love living in Middle Tennessee. We've got great restaurants, entertainment, sports, and one of the nation's top Ford dealers right here in our backyard. Two Rivers Ford. Remember that name. Two Rivers has been a staple in our community since 1983. They're locally owned. They have a non-commissioned sales team, and they sell below MSRP. They've been doing business with integrity for decades. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
Hey, Brent Doherty with 3HL 104.5 The Zone. This is year 25 for me in radio. I believe in radio, and I believe in our crew. There's no question about it. We have a fun job. We tell jokes on the radio. We watch a lot of sports. We come in here and talk with listeners and get on the couch sometimes where people need to vent. We're all of those things. You know what else we are? Our job is to help you grow your business, and that's what we are here to do in 2025. Make sure you advertise with 104.5 The Zone. It's 1045thezone.com/epic. I'll be glad to help you out. Any of our crew members on 1045 The Zone will be able to help you out, and we'll do it in a big way. Let's go. Songs about Tennessee, y'all.
Oh.
Woo! Light them sticks up, baby. Let's go.
Oh, man.
I still love the line in that song, Homegrown Country Girl, gonna give me a little whirl on a Tennessee Saturday night. I love that line.
And can you describe the setting for me? Would that be in the state boundaries of Tennessee, or would that be outside the Tennessee lines if you had to ask the songwriter?
Well, if it's a Tennessee Saturday night, if they were in another state, it would be a Georgia Saturday night or an Alabama Saturday night.
Yeah, or Mississippi Saturday night.
So, look, I mean,
going over to Arkansas Saturday night.
Alabama's got the program of programs, nothing about that. Like, much respect, much love. But that song is about Tennessee, y'all. Here's the other thing. This is where we are in this series. If Tennessee were to beat Alabama, there's no storming the field.
No. It's only lighting cigars. Hey, can I use your lighter? Hey, you got a torch? Hey, you got a cigar I can use? Hell yeah. That's what it's about.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody keeps bringing up 2022. 2022, we were what? 10-point dogs?
Hell yeah. This ain't that.
Oh, no. This is different.
This ain't that.
This is different. We are
3.5 point dogs.
We're supposed to be here. Is it 3.5 now?
Yeah, 3.5.
That was 2.5, bro.
3.5.
Let me go. Give me
a half point.
I did see our guy Brad Powers on covers.com. He said if Tennessee Alabama went to 3.5, I would have to invest on Tennessee. Or he would have to think about investing on Tennessee. That's what he said.
Good thing all in this room don't need that points.
Points for what?
Who needs points? Mark Mariani in studio, former Titans Pro Bowl kick returner and wide receiver. And when was your rookie year?
2010, sir.
Okay. On this date in 2009.
Oh, praise be.
That's a wild-ass show.
It is. You're right. I'm shocked you know where that came from. That is crazy.
What is it called? The Merchant? The Maiden?
Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale, yeah.
Merchant.
On this, The Merchant. Somebody should create a show called The Merchant. On this date in 2009, Tom Brady threw an NFL record 5 touchdown passes in a single quarter. It was against the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
The Patriots went on to win 59-0. Here's the positive. You want the positive out of that 59-0 loss?
I watched that film. There was no positive.
Yeah, there was.
Okay.
There were 2 positives.
Okay.
Number 1, CJ.
Yeah.
17 carries, 128 yards, and a 59-0 loss.
Baller. Oh, that's it? I thought you had a list.
Here's another bad, though. This is the most unbelievable stat I think I've ever seen from an NFL game. You ready for this? Titans quarterbacks Vince Young and Kerry Collins combined, 2 for 14 for minus 17 yards and an interception.
Total.
Oh,
my gosh. Well, here's the caveat, too.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
I think there was like a foot of snow. It was like
snow.
a blizzard.
But Brady had 3 more touchdown passes in the second quarter than the Titans quarterbacks had completions the entire game.
Yeah, that's brutal.
That's crazy.
Here's another positive. You ready?
Why are we talking about this?
What
again?
is
I
this?
forget.
This date in 2009.
Oh, this date. That's right. You said that.
Bully.
The bully.
I've heard Bully talk about this before. He was like, I was not leaving the field. Screw y'all. Like, I'm not leaving the field. He had 14 tackles in a 59-0 loss. Bully was out there like, hey.
Going to get it.
Listen, we're going to test our manhood right now as a team. Look, we're losing. I get it, but ball out till you fall out. That's what Al Wilson says.
That's a big number. 59.
That was a big number. And then you came in the next year and changed it all.
That's what it was.
Pro Bowl.
Turn the tide.
Pro
That's
Bowl
right.
kick return record.
We've been waiting on you.
All right.
Yeah.
As a former wide receiver, I want to get your take on this. So Amari Cooper traded from the Browns to the Bills, likely to play is the story. He's going to play. How effective can he be? Is that a position where you can come in and immediately have some push?
Here's what I see happening on Sunday is it'll be situational. There's no way he can grasp, the 2-minute offenses, the 4-minute offense, the situational game plans,
like the hurry up
signals,
stuff.
Hurry up, all the stuff. That's it. It takes a little time for that stuff, but absolutely you can put a 20 whatever play package in for Amari Cooper that puts him in a great situation. He gets to run his favorite routes. He gets to get a favorable matchup. So I think he could be a factor on Sunday. And I've been saying this all dang season about the Bills is they don't have anybody to throw the ball to. Keon Coleman, is a rookie, but I like him too. I think in the long run he's going to be just fine, but they haven't had that dude. And Amari Cooper could be that dude, man. He is as highly as I can respect a receiver, he has been a consistent pro his whole career, coming out of where. We're not going to talk about it, but he is a playmaker and can get the job done. I do think there's going to be a little bit of some growing pains between him and Josh Allen that I hope really, really show themselves on Sunday so he doesn't get off on the Titans. But I do believe that that he will have a package, he will play, and hopefully he's not a factor in Sunday's game. But he will not be on the field, during some of those situational opportunities.
You mentioned
it's just too much.
You mentioned during the break, maybe have a couple of routes that he loves to run, and situationally, Randy brings up a good point. It's 3rd and 3 or something. Run a slant route, and use that body. That's pretty universal.
If you got a one-on-one situation, I'm throwing him in and being like, "Hey, do your thing." Yeah. And Josh Allen, dude, he's been willing that team to victory, bro.
10 touchdowns, no interceptions.
I mean,
he's due for an interception, right?
He's well past due. And we're due on defense. We've been talking about this defense and how good they are in all 3 layers of this defense, on our D-line, our linebacking core, and our back end. Well, guess what happens? We haven't been turning the ball over as much. Amani Hooker got our first pick last week, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? It's time to get some in bunches. It's time to accidentally get your finger on a ball, tip a pass, and take a pick. Maybe even take it to the house. We're going to have 2 or 3 on this weekend, and that could change the tide in the game.
You love this defense, and we were talking about it during the break. They've given up 77 points, the Titans have, but 7 came on a block punt, 7 came on a pick 6. There have been situationally short fields. But if you just take those 2 touchdowns away from the defensive points, which you should, because they didn't give up those scores, then this defense has allowed 63 points. That's 12.6 points per game.
Make no mistake.
You had a quick note.
This is a big boy defense.
On Amari Cooper stuff?
Yeah, Jordan Schultz, who broke the news about Amari Cooper expected to play, said that the Bills have given him a crash course in the playbook, and they expect him to hit the ground running.
Crash course, Moonshine.
They're going to put him in good situations, get in good matchups, ask him to go win a one-on-one route, tell Josh to be Superman.
Moonshine.
That's what it is.
Moonshine every week has his Blood in the Water pick. That is coming up next. What is the Blood in the Water pick, if you're new to the show?
I got my betting app up.
That is a team that is an underdog to win straight up.
Win straight up.
That's what's coming up next. Stay tuned. Man, I've got some advanced point spreads, too, like beyond this week. That might be interesting. 3HL1045 The Zone.
Hello, I'm Ashley Northington, Chair of Moving Forward of Middle Tennessee. The upcoming transit referendum is a game changer for our economy, business leaders, and the entire community. A robust transit system is essential for a thriving economy. With 54 miles of high-capacity transit corridors and 86 miles of new sidewalks, this plan enhances Nashville's connectivity, making it easier for everyone to get where they need to go. This isn't just about transportation, it's about economic empowerment. For business leaders, reliable transit means a more productive workforce. Shorter commutes boost productivity and job satisfaction, helping businesses attract and retain top talent. Improved transit also drives sales and supports local economies by making it easier for customers to reach businesses. The benefits extend to the entire community, connecting people to essential services, education, and recreation. This creates a more inclusive city where everyone can access the resources they need to thrive. Supporting the Choose How You Move transit referendum is an investment in our future. This is about creating a city where businesses can flourish, residents can thrive, and the community enjoys a higher quality of life. Join me in backing this transformative opportunity. Let's build a Nashville where everyone has the opportunity to succeed and to prosper. Visit the link in the caption to learn more about the referendum, how it will support our community, and how you can get involved. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It is 4:03. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. The Titans are heading to Buffalo this weekend to face the Bills at Highmark Stadium on Sunday at noon. Titans head coach Brian Callahan met with the media today and said that Keandre Coburn, Tyjae Spears, and Traylon Burks will all miss Sunday's game. Will Levis and L'Jarius Sneed are questionable. Callahan also said that Burks hurt his knee in practice earlier this week and is a candidate to go on IR as he is expected to miss some time with the injury. Some news around the NFL. New Bills wide receiver Amari Cooper is expected to play on Sunday versus the Titans after being traded earlier this week. The Colts are set to start Anthony Richardson versus the Dolphins, but will be without star running back Jonathan Taylor. And Mike Tomlin said he is keeping the Steelers quarterback decision in-house. However, wide receiver George Pickens may have let it slip in a media availability that Russell Wilson is in line to make his first start for Pittsburgh. And then Browns running back Nick Chubb is expected to make his season debut on Sunday. This weekend in SEC football, it's the third Saturday in October between number 11 Tennessee and number 7 Alabama. That game kicks off at 2:30, and you can catch the Vol Network coverage of that game right here on The Zone. Arkansas hosts number 8 LSU at 6, and then a big one, number 1 Texas hosting number 5 Georgia at 6:30 on ABC. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home of the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Dawn Davenport is in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina, in advance of Florida State at Duke. You can catch her on the sideline. Mark Mariani sitting with a white hat with a big orange power T on his hat.
Let's go!
There's Ron Slay. He's here.
I'm in the building.
Got his white T-shirt with in orange letters, Rocky top, and a power T and a Nike swoosh.
And the car has no roof.
Had an event earlier today that was really awesome over on Music Row. We've got a new spot over there.
That's the name of it, Music Row Bar and Grill. Really good, 1017th Avenue South, man. Go
right on the corner. It's a great location.
Yeah, I burped 2 or 3 times because of this Celsius, and I can smell it. That ain't no good smell. But the food is phenomenal, though.
You were like swing by on the way in. So I happened to be going down Music Row. I turned around, went in there. That's a great looking place, man.
It is. Moonshine laugh like this. You didn't have to tell them all that, but that's hey, I'm gonna tell the folks what it is, man. But hey, the food, the spinach dip with the pita bread, that was new. I've never had it with the pita bread. That was pretty good. What did I have? I had
You had yellow rice and a kebab?
Yellow rice and the kebab chicken. Ooh, 2 nice little beautiful fillets too with the yellow rice, squeeze a little lemon. And y'all know I'm a sauce guy. I ain't have to use no sauce. That's saying something. That's saying something.
Wow.
That is saying something.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And great ambiance. You can get out there on the patio. You got to get out there, people watch, get you some good drinks. Yeah, good food. Yeah, it's good. And you can get Post Malone tickets all the way up to 8 o'clock. So at 7:59, the cutoff is there. So get over there, get you a $4 beer. They got $4 beers going all the way up till. And as soon as you get your food or your drink, scan the QR code, boom. You're in the register for Post Malone.
Music Row Bar and Grill, 1017.
Sweet action, not just regular tickets.
Yeah.
Get sweet action for the Post Malone concert.
There you go.
Yeah, fully stocked bar in the suite, too.
All right, we're going to get to the blood in the water pick with Moonshine. He had his 3-game win streak snapped with the Jets. Aaron Rodgers was not pleased.
Yeah.
Hey, that's enough.
We're not doing it right now.
Yeah, he's getting the music out of the way.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it. It's only once per show. That's it.
Yeah,
yes.
we got to get him hype when he actually gives his real
good.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Different vibe when he makes this week's pick.
Because our pockets are still deep.
Oh, still rolling.
Oh, yeah, we deep still.
Deep undercover. Advanced point spreads. Beyond this week, I want to hit you with some of these. Ready?
All right.
MTSU at Jacksonville State. MTSU needs to go 4-1 to go to a bowl game. They're playing at Jacksonville State, 21.5-point underdog Wednesday night. Oklahoma at Ole Miss. Ole Miss next weekend, 14.5-point favorite over the Sooners. Oklahoma going to look back on a tough first season in the SEC.
Yeah, it's a different ball game. The lane train's still coming.
Number 1, Texas at Vanderbilt. Next weekend. Texas by 19.5.
Ooh, you know what? I thought that was going to be bigger than that. I really did. At some point, I believe in fighting Clark Lees now.
By the way, there's been some discussion. Is Diego Pavia going to play against Ball State? I've heard yes, he will play. And maybe the goal is to get him to halftime, have the lead, and then let him sit and rest and watch and wait for Texas. Number 19, Missouri, at number 7, Alabama. Bama by 12.5 next weekend.
Where's that game at?
Tuscaloosa.
Who was that, Bama and who?
Missouri.
They're going to be beat up.
I ain't no believer.
I don't know how to.
Be beat up.
I really don't know how to deal with Alabama.
I don't know how to deal with Missouri.
I definitely don't. Yeah, they're good. They're not great. It's the same thing we said in the offseason because they missed Schrader at running back. I mean, that affects everything. Now, against UMass, they were able to hit a couple of 60-plus yard plays, but that is UMass. 8, right. LSU at 14, Texas A&M. That'll be a fun one at night in College Station.
Definitely be a fun one.
Texas A&M favored by 3.5. Now, further down the road, November 2nd, Ohio State at Penn State. Ohio State favored by 3.5. November 9th, Georgia at Ole Miss. Georgia by 4.5. Alabama at LSU. Bama by 4.5. And then November 16th, Tennessee at Georgia. Georgia favored by 9.5 in that game right now.
Oh, wow. Disrespect. My goodness, dude.
Tennessee at Georgia. Georgia favored by 9.5.
I like it. I like that a lot, matter of fact.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, go on, heat us up, man. We're looking to be heated up.
All right,
we ain't tripping.
It's a different team now.
All right, Moonshine.
All right, hit that
Moonshine.
then.
All right, Moonshine. Now is the time.
All right.
It's the time.
Who's ready to go hunting?
Me.
Yeah, there it is. Let's go, baby.
Let me get to my app open.
Let's go.
Get your app open, people.
All right. So last week, just to update everyone, real quick, Mark went with the Jets. They were a 2.5-point underdog to the Bills. Buffalo won 23-20. That snapped a 3-game win streak for Moonshine.
Listen, man.
That was a good bit, Sam.
This is a different team. It's a different year. And guess what? Josh Heupel, Nico Iamaleava,
yeah,
James Pierce.
Yeah.
You know what they told him?
What they tell him?
Hey, man. Here, you're going into Neyland Stadium tomorrow at 2:30. Here's 3.5 points for you. You want your 3.5 points? You want your plus 126? We don't want them. We do not want them, baby. Hammer that money line.
Hammer.
The Sharks are hunting at Neyland Stadium, baby.
It's
go time. 27-21, baby.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, Vols.
Let's go,
go
Vols.
time. Anybody got any doubts? No, baby. We about to shut down Jalen Milroe. Shut down Ryan Williams. They got nothing. This defense is throwing us. Shut up, baby. Let's go.
Shut up.
Woo!
I thought you had 27-21.
I do. Got a little excited. Woo!
It suddenly went to 27-0 Vols.
Home sweet home.
I just bet again.
Oh.
Thank you, Moonshine.
That was 3. That's 3 times in.
It's 3 of them.
3
Hey,
bets
man, this is different.
Tennessee.
Hey, you let us be the underdogs. What do we always say, man? Slam the doors. Chain them shut. It's us against the world.
Sure enough.
They're coming into our house.
Sure enough.
At Neyland Stadium.
Yes.
The Alabama Crimson Tide coming in, and we are dogs in our own house. It's time to fight now.
Yeah.
That's fighting words, man.
So
Vandyman AD2. Yes, sir, Moonshine. Anchor down. Broadway Pro 23 says Mariani looks like Morgan Wallen's little brother. He also says, we don't want him. In all caps.
I'm older. Hey, listen, here's the truth.
Will the
we are going to run the ball. We are going to run the ball.
All right.
Over and over and over. And then when you stack the box, we are going to hit those big plays. We are going to take care of the mistakes. And here's my prediction. I know he's been coming on hot. We talked about it during the break. James Pierce Jr.
Yep.
He is going to make 2 or 3 game-changing plays. He was an preseason All-American. He's going to be a first-round draft pick, and he's going to show that tomorrow in the biggest game of the year. And he is going to make a difference.
While we were doing the show yesterday, I had a mental image run through my brain.
Oh, what was this?
I told you, and I'm going to tell you again.
Okay.
I have a very clear image of Boo Carter picking up a fumble and running it back for a touchdown against Alabama.
You want to see that place go crazy? Let that happen.
Watch 23 go crazy.
Ooh-wee. Boo Carter. We looking for it, Boo.
He's a freshman from Chattanooga.
Yeah.
You've been talking about him since the offseason.
So well.
He's worked himself not only into playing time, but into significant, I'm going to make plays playing
Ball
time.
hawk. a ball hawk. I like it, Moonshine. Plus
Hey, man,
126.
listen.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful. At home, come on.
You ain't lying.
Hey, this is two SEC heavyweights now. They got rocked in the jaw.
Yes.
Once by Arkansas and once by Vandy. Then we came back. Both played a tight game at home.
Yep.
Both heavyweights are wobbly standing in the middle of the ring. And here's what we going to do. We're going to start throwing haymakers.
Yeah.
At the end of the round, we're going to throw haymakers. And guess what's going to happen? We're going to lean on that run game. We're going to lean on that 250 yards per game run game.
That's the rope-a-dope.
And we're going to get
That's
it.
what we're going to do.
Because that stuff hurts.
I was just going to make this point, and Drew makes it on YouTube. Vols have been home dogs a lot the last 17 years, LOL. I was just thinking how how Georgia and Alabama have come back to the SEC a little bit, right?
Yeah.
These lines have been big against Tennessee.
Huge.
No doubt.
Huge.
3.5?
3.5? Yeah, like what?
Georgia less than a 10-point favorite against Tennessee. That's been a while.
That's fine, but that's why we said after we beat Oklahoma, we got to turn that corner. We got to stop being the little brother of the SEC. We got to be the big brother. We got to be the big dog on the block. We want this. We want that target on your back. We don't want to be getting picked for blood in the water every week.
Right.
When there's a big game. You know what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
All right, boys.
Thank you, Moonshine.
I'm going to stop
Appreciate
at
you.
Music City Bar and Grill and check out that spinach dip on the way home.
That's some good stuff, man.
You can get some brown water over there.
Yeah, that's some good
I don't know
stuff.
if you get a red beer. Can you get a red beer over there? I don't know.
Can smell it already. You
right.
boys have a big weekend. We're going to come here on Monday with a different attitude. Titans and Vols. Let's go.
I love it. See you, Moonshine. All right, when we come back, Greg Cosell, we'll break down the Titans-Bills matchup in detail. We'll probably work through some of the plays that happened in the Colts game, too, and get his take, what he saw on film. Best film evaluator in football, Greg Cosell, next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Yes, sir. What's happening, people? Brentwood Jewelry, I'm coming to you. They coming to you, and they just one click away if you can't make it to them. 7012 Church Street East is where you head to, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Now, the click away part, that's BrentwoodJewelry.com. Real easy to hit up, man. The hours are really the same, so you can easily slide in there Monday through Friday. Also on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Always one phone call away as well. Now, you understand that engagements, that's a part of it. Custom pieces, that's a part of it. Also, watches. You're looking to get your watch game together. That's real simple to do, too. Now, if you are a watch guy, I need to pick up on mine. They got the pre-owned Rolexes, man. That selection includes both prior models and the current models for you to compare. You check them out. Ask Brandon if he's in there dealing with you like, hey, man, what can I do with this? I promise you they'll walk you right through something to get you a selection that's going to be great for you. Heirlooms, they're precious, so make something of them. Want to hand them down, want to transform them into it? They can also help with that. It's BrentwoodJewelry.com, people. Exceptional style, exceptional deal every day for over 50 years.
Someone asked the other day, do you know how many devices the average home has connected to their Wi-Fi network? It's way more than you would think. Actually went home, counted how many connected devices I own. It is way more than you'd think. All to keep me connected to the good stuff. My streaming, my gaming, all of my interneting, you name it. Xfinity knows that the number of devices we have connected to our internet is growing by the year. That's why they engineered their gateways to handle hundreds of connected devices. Hundreds. For real, though. Now through October 20th, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for just $30 a month for 12 months with a one-year contract and get free Wi-Fi equipment included. Plus, ask how you can get an eligible free 5G phone with Xfinity Mobile. Make sure your home Wi-Fi can handle everything you throw at it, and then some. Switch today. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees are extra. After the promotion, regular rates apply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Actual speeds vary. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you on a Trash Talk Friday.
Let's go, baby. It's time to get to it. Listen, and I fully understand if everybody out here has dirty clothes this week.
Meaning what?
We ain't using no Tide. That's what that means. If your clothes dirty and they stink, you get a pass this week.
Just use cheer?
Or Gain or something. You got to go find something else. Use soap and water. But one thing we ain't using is the Tide.
Greg Cosell joins us now on a Tennessee-Bama Week Friday. Greg, what's up? How are you? You always do that.
Absolutely, Greg.
Great point, Greg.
Yeah, I'm with that. And if you think any other way, if you think otherwise any other way, then guess what? Forget you. We'll ride without you.
Maybe we should get Greg on the phone. We installed new software, and so we're trying to.
Well, he was talking to me, Yor. I don't know what he was doing with you.
You just hear Greg in your head
all the time. That's my guy.
Quick NFL note: rookie quarterbacks Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams all have won their 4th career games already. All before Bryce Young, drafted first overall a year earlier, has even won his 3rd game.
It takes such a long time, man.
I just keep coming back to us at SEC Media Days when he walked by and you were like,
that was amazing to me.
This dude is tiny. And we're not talking about just short, like just in stature, like shoulder width and everything.
Yeah.
Greg Cosell, you there, buddy?
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
We got you, Greg.
I hear you again. I heard you already.
Here we go. All right.
Hey, by chance, before we get started, have you, this is where we are in this market, as you might imagine. Have you begun to take looks at some of the quarterbacks that are draftable this year?
Well, I did many of the main ones over the summer from their tape last year, but I haven't watched their tape yet this year because I can't do that during the NFL season, with the NFL work. But I mean, I watched all of the ones you're probably thinking of from their 2023 season.
Can I ask you about Quinn Ewers? Can we revisit that? Because I remember you saying that you had problems with his tape regarding his lower body.
Yeah, I did. I mean, he's an interesting guy. Again, I've not seen him this year. I've seen him a little bit on TV.
Yeah.
He looks like a comfortable player this year in what, he's been in that offense now. But I'm very curious to see if his lower body mechanics have gotten better. Because I found him to be a frustrating watch because too many throws came with a lack of a firm base and kind of the needed lower body balance to deliver the ball precisely. And again, people might be listening who have studied him this year, and I have not. But I was I'm very curious to see him on tape from this year. Obviously, they're the number 1 team in the country. He's played well because of the way in which he threw the ball with almost no base. He showed arm strength limitations. I know people say he has a great arm, but having a great arm throwing on the side is different than having a great arm playing in the games. And some of his deep balls, because of his lower body mechanics, they often lost energy on the back end. So I'm really curious to see him.
Yeah, it's interesting because when people have discussion, I think production gets in the way of evaluation sometimes. That's a guy that's been very productive.
You got to be, and I mean, look, everybody who scouts, coaches, everybody would prefer more production than less production, obviously. But in college football, you have to understand why there's production because the NFL game and the college game are totally different. So you have to try to, and that's why it's still human beings evaluating human beings. And it's why people, including myself, get guys wrong. But I think there are some things that I really feel that Quinn Ewers needs to improve. Just because he's the quarterback on the number 1 team in the nation doesn't automatically mean he's a great NFL prospect.
A guy that Slay and I both really, really like, and more so over time. So, again, this goes into, this year's tape too. But Shedeur Sanders isn't a guy that's, going to head out and run the ball for, 50 yards here and there or whatever. Like, he's not looking to do that necessarily, but he does manipulate the pocket really, really well. And he is a great thrower of the football based on our eyeball test. What did you see on him last year?
Yeah, I kind of liked his tape. I wasn't sure when I came away if I felt like he was a number one pick in a draft, but I liked his tape. He's got really good arm talent. He can throw the ball with velocity on intermediate throws. He threw a lot between the numbers. I thought he threw with touch. He at his core, as you basically just hinted, he's a pocket quarterback, but he can make all the necessary throws. He can sit on his back foot in the pocket and drive the ball. He made tight window throws versus zone coverage. That's something you really hope you see, because that is a significant part of the NFL game, the ability to throw between the numbers in windows versus zone coverage. I did kind of like his tape. He can run for a first down when demanded, but you wouldn't call him a playmaker. We'll see. Like I said, I've not seen a ton of him on TV this year, but I thought he was a good prospect.
Yeah, I think we'll have to hold back on Cam Ward, right, because that tape is dramatically different this year. Also, Jalen Milroe in a new system. Garrett Nussmeier now, the quarterback at LSU.
Yeah, I didn't watch him because obviously he played one game last year.
Yep, but I know you like Carson Beck, don't you?
I liked his tape a lot last year. I know that from what I've seen on TV this year, he hasn't looked quite as comfortable to me, and I don't know why. Those are things. I'm just talking about his comfort level, not about the X's and O's of it. I know he put up big numbers against Mississippi State last week. They're not one of the better teams in the SEC this year. A lot of people are going to look to tomorrow's game as being a defining game because they're at Texas. So it's not a matter of whether win or lose. It's obviously they want to win, but it's, how he'll play, in that environment against the number one team in the country. But I thought his tape last year was really good.
Greg Cosell with us from NFL Films and NFL Matchup on the ESPN properties.
Cosell, looking at this Titans-Colts matchup, man, let's jump straight ahead to the interception by Will Levis. 16 for 27, 95 yards, and you throw this pick. What did you see on the film that led to that?
You talking about the pick itself?
Yes, the pick itself.
The pick itself was, it's funny, we were talking about Quinn Ewers. The pick was a function of poor footwork. I don't know if you guys can visualize the play. I'm sure you've been talking about it all week.
Yeah, patting the ball.
But he dropped back, and then he jumped backwards. Can you see? I don't know if you can visualize that.
Yeah.
So instead of getting back to where he needed to be and planted his foot with a firm base ready to deliver the ball, what he did was he dropped back and then sort of hopped back. And so therefore, he kind of lost all his lower body strength, so he could not deliver the ball with core torque and weight transfer, and the ball hung in the air. It was not the wrong read at all. If he had gone back there and thrown the ball when he should have, it was the right read and the right throw, because Ridley ran by Womack on the out and go, and it was versus cover 3, and the post safety Blackman never would have been a factor if the ball was thrown on time and the right way. But because of poor footwork and balance, the ball just hung up there. And also, he allowed himself to get hit after the throw, which would not have happened if he had gotten back there.
And I asked that because, the weeks before, Green Bay, it was a little trick because of a veteran quarterback. And then the next week, the linebacker dropped back into coverage. And you explained that, that happens quite a bit because we did see it the following week. I think it was with Aaron Rodgers when he was in
it happened with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Those are tough. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you're not saying, hey, it's okay, but those are tough. Those are tough.
What did you see out of this run game? Did you see any building from the week before with this offensive line? Yeah.
The run game, look, obviously the run game has to be the foundation right now.
Yeah.
Obviously I made a lot of notes on Levis because, all we have is the tape, so I made a lot of notes on him. But the run game, is something they're really going to have to try to hang their hat on. But at the end of the day, and that's great, and obviously they played a close game and they lost a close game. But, I'll say this. I'm not there, obviously, so I don't know what's discussed in the building. But there's a difference between helping your quarterback, like what the Bears are doing with Williams and the Commanders are doing with Daniels. There's a difference between that and protecting your quarterback. And the Titans were protecting Will Levis. And you can't play like that. And first of all, Levis isn't that kind of guy. Whether he becomes a player or not, none of us know, okay? None of us know. People will have their opinions, but we don't know. But the kind of player that he is, if he's to become good, is not a complementary player. He's the kind of guy that is aggressive. He's got an aggressive mindset. He wants to drive the football. Will there be some reckless throws? Yes, but you got to work through all that. You can't find out what he truly is by protecting him.
So going back to him, what were some of the things you picked up on? Like you talked about his footwork on that interception, and that's funny because coming into the season, he talked about so much of that being what he worked on. His bottom half not being having so much movement and being happy, if you will, and just being out of sort. What else did you see with Will Levis in this game?
Yeah, I would say that he's still showing that he's a beat slow at times in his ability to process. The term I use is elimination and isolation. And what I mean by that is eliminating what's not there and isolating the right spot to go with the ball within the timing and structure of the play. I would say that he's a beat late too often, and therefore he gets stuck in the pocket. I mean, you see him stuck in the pocket a lot where it seems like, you're there 3-4 seconds and he's still holding the ball. That can't happen. So he's got to get quicker with what he sees. Theoretically, that could come with experience. That often does for quarterbacks. I would say that because of that, he ends up rushing a lot of throws because then he feels, the pressure's getting to me, so I've got to rush the throws, and that creates a lot of inaccuracy, a less than precise ball location. And he's a very tight thrower. So when he starts rushing, everything about him is just so tight. So, he has to become clearly more precise consistently with his ball location.
Henry on YouTube asks, wonder how Cosell feels about Rudolph. You didn't really get to see enough of him in that Miami game, did you?
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of him. He's a backup quarterback. I mean, does that mean he should or shouldn't play this year? They'll have to make that decision based on what happens. I mean, they have Buffalo and Detroit, I believe, correct?
Yes, big underdogs.
They're both on the road.
Yep.
It's possible they could lose both of those games badly. Levis, they could be down in those games early, and Levis could throw 3 picks in each game, and then they may feel that they have to get him out of there. But Rudolph's not the answer.
Long term. That's why we asked you about quarterbacks already. Just 5 games into the season. It's kind of where we are. Let's talk about this Buffalo Bills matchup. Interesting storyline. Obviously, Amari Cooper goes from the Cleveland Browns to the Buffalo Bills. What does Amari Cooper give them, and do you think he can contribute? He's likely to play, according to reports.
But yeah, because it's not as if he hasn't been playing. It's not like he needs time to get ready. I would say that what he gives them, and in this league, as you know, 3-by-1 sets are foundational, meaning there's 3 receivers to one side, and that's usually the wide side of the field, and there's a single receiver to the short side of the field. That's called the boundary X receiver. It's really hard to run a consistent pass game in the NFL if you don't have a quality boundary X receiver. And the Bills did not have one. So that's why they traded for Amari Cooper. They need a guy who can line up to the short side of the field and win one-on-one. They don't have that player right now. So that's what they're hoping Cooper can give them. He's done that in his career. So the Bills hope that they just added a dimension to their offense that they did not have that ideally will help Josh Allen, be even better.
Greg Cosell with us on 3HL. Speaking of Josh Allen, playing very effective football, 10 touchdowns, no interceptions, which is kind of goes against his little trend. Maybe he's due for 1 or 2 against the Titans. What have you seen from Josh Allen with this new receiver core?
Well, they're running the ball an awful lot, Brent. I mean, I think they're running the ball well over 50%, maybe even 60-65% of their offensive plays. I'm talking about runs where they give it to a running back, not where Josh Allen scrambles. So they've changed their offense quite a bit. So Josh Allen has not thrown. If you look at the number of dropbacks he's had relative to many other quarterbacks in the league, he's way down the list. We'll see what they decide to do, how they want to continue to play. Josh Allen, he's another quarterback that tends to move prematurely out of the pocket, but he's so good making plays outside of structure. No one throws the ball better running to his right than Josh Allen. That's what you want to prevent when you play against him, because he's going to do that. He's going to leave the pocket early. But we'll see if they can run the ball inside against Simmons and Sweat. I mean, Simmons had dominant snaps this past week against the Colts. I mean, there were snaps in which, and there was one, it was actually a pass play where he just drove Quentin Nelson right back into the pocket, but he had many dominant snaps in the run game as well.
Yeah, that's a guy that some fans this week have been like, Titans need to trade him.
All right, sit out, man.
It's just
that's a whole different question than what he did on tape. I mean, the guy was a dominant player.
Yeah.
Dominant player. Will the Titans be able to run the ball against the Bills? I noticed the Bills are number 31 in rush yards allowed per play. What do you see from their rush defense? Will because the Titans have been able to run the ball the last couple of weeks. The offensive line's been playing a little bit better.
Yeah, well, the Bills, one reason teams run well against the Bills, and by the way, they will get Ed Oliver back this week, so he'll start at D tackle. But one reason teams do run well is the Bills, they're a very high percentage split safety defensive team, meaning they play with two deep safeties. So they do not have a safety that normally adds in very often. That's not 100%, obviously, nothing is, but they don't necessarily play with a safety in the box. They play a lot of split safety coverage. So they're playing with 7 defenders, sometimes 6, depending on where the slot corner lines up. So, teams do try to run the ball, and the Bills will give up some yards. But one thing about the Bills is they normally don't give up a ton of points.
Good. What do you think about the Titans defense? We were just kicking it around. They've given up 77 points on the season, the Titans as a team. But when you factor in a block punt for a touchdown, a pick six for a touchdown, that number quickly drops to 63 points, which is 12.6 points per game.
I think their defense is really good.
They're holding up, right?
I think their D tackle Sweat's been really good. Simmons is really good. I think their linebackers have played well, Murray and Jones, and they're both big, long, athletic. They play a lot of press. The thing is, when you can't score, one play becomes magnified. Whereas if you can score, one play never becomes magnified because the game, you just keep playing the game. Yeah. But when you can't score, one play becomes magnified each and every week. But, I think they've got 2 veteran safeties who are really solid. Maybe they don't have the pass rush in and of itself with their 4 down hasn't been phenomenal, but I think overall their defense is really good.
You know who they love? Cosell is a guy that you loved when they drafted him, is Jarvis Brownlee Jr.
I love Brownlee.
They were raving about him coming out of this Colts game.
Oh, he's physical. I mean, I made notes on him. He plays mirror match press man, target physicality press man. He just, you can tell he loves ball. Yeah. I mean, he's just a fun guy to watch.
Slay's trying to get him his second contract now.
I'm trying to tell him, Cosell, he's gonna be one of them guys in the league. They better jump on it.
Well, you know what? I actually know the defensive backs coach at Louisville. By the way, he used to be at Middle Tennessee, and he coached Kevin Byard. And he told me that this kid is really special.
You can see it.
I remember you talking about him when they drafted him, and you thought he went like 2 rounds too late.
I think the only reason he was a 5th round pick is because his 40 time was not what teams want, but he plays faster than that. Yeah. Some guys look faster on tape, but then teams get scared when a corner runs 4.54 and they think, oh my God, but he plays faster than that on tape.
He does. Football speed.
There he is. He's Greg Cosell. Always enjoyed the visits on Fridays. Dawn Davenport wishes that you were able to do Thursdays.
Where is she this weekend?
She's at Duke and Florida State. Duke, a 3.5-point favorite. They've never been favored in that matchup, and they've never beaten Florida State. Captain Dutch. Go up to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep, new or pre-owned, my guys at Gupton are ready to help you out. Daniel Gupton and his crew ready to see you this weekend. Make this weekend the weekend to go get that next new vehicle. It'll be the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. They are ready for you. Just get on up there. 24 West, exit 35 is about 9 miles outside the city. And then it's a straight shot into Springfield, Tennessee. The best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Go tell them what you're looking for. They will point you in the right direction. Take that test drive, go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. After the point of sale, too, I do want to point out that they have an incredible service department that stays on top of everything. They'll let you know when you need an oil change, tire rotation, all those things with a quick text message. And it's easy, man. They're awesome people. You're going to love them. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com. That's where you'll get all the dealership information, address, phone number, inventory, all the deals they have going on this month right there. Online, GuptonMotors.com. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That song is about Tennessee, y'all. Zeph did a little research. You found out that is based on Leaper's Fork?
Yes, the guy who wrote the song, Ronnie Rogers, said that the song setting is at Leaper's Fork, which is near Franklin. And that is actually where the songwriter lives. The songwriter lives.
Yeah, there are one or two songwriters that live in Leaper's Fork. I'm just going to go ahead and confirm that little notion. A lot of picking and grinning going on over there. They're rolling down backwoods Tennessee byway. Homegrown country girl going to give me a whirl on a Tennessee Saturday night. Working hard all week, got a little jingle on a Tennessee Saturday night. Songs about Tennessee, Alabama. Hey, quick note. Actually, let me get to DJ, who's been very patient, and then there is a member of the Georgia family that will not be attending the Georgia-Texas game that we need to talk about. DJ, first up, though. DJ, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Of course, big fans of the radio show. But one thing I've been wondering is, my boy Ron Slay always calls you Ural.
Yeah.
And so is that mayor backwards, or how did that happen? That's where I need to understand.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because we do need to explain these things ever so often.
You got to explain it, because I've been wondering this for like 6 months.
All right. So on the very first day, 3HL launched in January of 2010. On the very first day of that show, Clay Travis was, and if people know Clay Travis, you're going to understand what I'm about to say. He was spouting off about this and that, and I was having to kind of curb his opinion a little bit, because his opinion is going to suddenly go out there as 3HL's opinion, which isn't normally the case. So I was kind of curbing what he was saying, so he immediately called me mayor. So that's where mayor came from, was the very first day 3HL was on the air. So when Slay got here, he called me mayor for a second, but Slay always has, Slay loves to give nicknames. So if there's already a nickname, he's going to come with another nickname or a spin off the nickname. So he started calling me mayoral. And then that took too long to say, so then it changed to Ural, coming off mayoral. That's it.
Mayoral, Ural. Okay.
Yep. So you just
doesn't make sense, but that's kind of Ron Slay.
There you go. It's a Slayism. You got to take the MA off of mayoral, and then you just got Ural.
Okay.
I love that you asked, DJ.
So I wrote it down. I thought, take the MA off, and I put Ural, Ural.
Why? Yeah, Yoral, mayoral.
That's the way I spelled it, Ron.
Yeah, I thought you said you. Let's go, baby. Yes, sir.
I got a big list here, and then don't give me the 60 seconds. So I called in a few weeks ago. This is DJ Kell, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas. I told y'all, man, it's our first big traditional SEC test.
Yes.
Arkansas has beat us. We've never beat them since 2007.
Yeah, at Arkansas, you're right.
They're
0-4.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. So, okay. So I'll go to back to let's go Alabama now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We came up and I was like, yo, -14 versus Florida at home. I was like, come on. I took Florida. I won.
Mm-hmm. Good job.
But I won my Vols. But I still won the money in my pocket.
So where are you with Tennessee, a 3.5-point underdog to Alabama?
Okay, here's where I'm going.
All right.
Freshman year, 3 versus 3, parents' weekend. My freshman year, my mom and dad come to see me as a freshman, and I'm like, Mom, Dad, we got this great team. Mm-hmm. We got this great team, Mom and Dad. They came, we sat in the student section with Mom and Dad. We were 3-3, we were kicking the game-winning field goal, and it got blocked, and the blocked field goal went about 60 yards the other way.
Are you talking about 1990?
Yeah, that's when I was there.
Yeah. It was 6-6, but that was
we got beat.
But yes, so the blocked field goal went so far down the other side of the field that Alabama, who had done nothing on offense against Dale Carter and Chris Mims and Chuck Smith and all those guys, they had done nothing on offense. That was literally their biggest offensive play. So all they had to do was snap it and kick the game-winning field goal. And Tennessee was a big favorite in that game. Yes,
that's correct. And then we go on an 0-8 run. We go on an 0-8 run, and then we had Heath Schuler, we had all the people, I was down in Birmingham. I was at all these games, man, and they had double deuce. The deuce is loose for Alabama, and we were winning that game.
David Palmer.
Mm-hmm. Go start the bus. We were all in the end zone, shaking the keys. We're going to win this game and all that stuff, and then they go for two, and they tied.
They were down by 8, and they went for 2 and tied it on an end around with David Palmer, which everyone in the building knew was about to happen.
Yeah. We were 0-8-1 against Alabama, and I'm like, is this horror ever going to end?
And then after that, Tennessee went on a run.
Well, we got Peyton Manning at that time.
Yep, 95 in Birmingham at Legion Field.
I'm sitting in the student section with Brian Woodkey. I beat them on a game-winning head ball goal against Hume Fogg that year. My year in McGavock High School. I'm sorry, McGavock never wins anything, but I won that game. And with a head ball, I was in the mud game. I just jumped in there, hit it against Brian Woodkey. We went down to the game. We went down there. He got me and Chris Mitchell tickets, and Peyton Manning threw the first touchdown to Joey Kent.
Yep.
And that day we won 41-14. That's how we broke the streak.
You can see me in the video. I'm next to my boy Ethan Ritz. And my guy Ethan Ritz is holding a Tennessee state flag. And Joey Kent ran right to the end zone. And we all ended up so far away from our seats, it took like half a quarter to find where you were supposed to be. So, but yeah, look for the Tennessee state flag, and I'm right next to that dude in that. That's the beauty. Thank you, DJ. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, I got more.
Well, we got to go to break. What do you –
39 wins versus 60 losses, 3-point underdogs, 17 points, tomorrow, the Vols roll, we win again. Tennessee roll, go Vols!
The dog got excited there.
That's because we got dogs.
All right, when we come back, Zeph has a big Tennessee-Bama stat for you also that's going to blow your mind, actually. Also, a member of the Georgia crew not making the trip to Texas. This is significant. We'll talk about that. And Reese and Laura on hold. We'll get to y'all. Next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
All right, y'all, let's eat, man. Let's get over to Shoney's. It's delicious. It's been trending at Shoney's for over 75 years. Make sure to head in for a delicious meal today at one of the Shoney's Middle Tennessee locations. Now, we're going on a stretch of going to all the Shoney's right here in Middle Tennessee. Clarksville, Dixon. We've already been to Lebanon. That was this week. Already been to the one in Nashville on Donaldson Pike. Both phenomenal. I can't wait to visit the other two. They got something in store for us, I'm sure. But you need to be there also. Why? Because it's UT ticket giveaway. Tuesday ticket giveaway. You can get tickets to the big game leading up to it. I promise you want to be there. All you got to do is get there, register, put your name in the box, and get some cool swag from Shoney's as well. You don't want to miss this. Themed meals is a part of it. Mondays through Sunday, you get a themed meal. What's today? Today is Friday. You got served to the table. Fridays have always been known and a long-time standing seafood night. That's what you're going to get when you roll up in there. Now, Shoney's all you care to eat fresh food bar, always right there, always smacking, always fresh, always delivering. It's Shoney's. Let's eat.
Good evening. It is 5:02. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. The Titans are heading to Buffalo this weekend to face the Bills at Highmark Stadium on Sunday at noon. Titans head coach Brian Callahan met with the media today and said that Keandre Coburn, Tyjae Spears, Traylon Burks will all miss Sunday's game. Will Levis and L'Jarius Sneed are questionable. Callahan said that Burks hurt his knee in practice earlier this week and is a candidate to go on IR as he is expected to miss some time with the injury. Other news around the NFL, new Bills wide receiver Amari Cooper is expected to play on Sunday versus the Titans after being traded earlier this week. The Colts are set to start Anthony Richardson versus the Dolphins, but they will be without star running back Jonathan Taylor. Mike Tomlin told reporters that he is keeping the Steelers' quarterback decision in-house, even though one has been made. However, wide receiver George Pickens may have let it slip to media that Russell Wilson is in line to make his first start for Pittsburgh. And then Browns running back Nick Chubb is expected to make his season debut on Sunday as he returns from that gruesome knee injury. This weekend in SEC football, Arkansas hosts number 8 LSU at 6 o'clock. Number 1 Texas hosts number 5 Georgia at 6:30. That one's on ABC. And then it's the third Saturday in October between number 11 Tennessee and number 7 Alabama. That game kicks off at 2:30, and you can catch the Ball Network coverage of that game right here on The Zone. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three at 104.5 The Zone Friday edition, which means what?
That means get Friday.
I really thought you were going to say Trash Talk Friday.
Oh, that's, yeah, too. But Trash Talk for sure. Like, ain't no question. It's Trash Talk Friday, people. And the lines are open, and we looking for them to be loaded. And I'm looking for the elephants. The elephants, the only ones I respect is the ones over there in the zoo and the ones that are Delta Sigma Delos. That's it. I'm the only elephants I'm looking for. These little road nothing. Y'all come on up here from Tuscaloosa.
Do you know when I was a kid and I lived in Knoxville, my mom, after she got divorced, went back to law school. And so we were in Knoxville when I was a little dude. Mm-hmm. And we went to the Knoxville Zoo, which was amazing. But back then they would let little kids ride the elephants.
Really?
Like just ride the elephant.
Oh, that's pretty dope right there, though.
It was so much fun.
I wish I could do that. Just get on the elephant and just take off.
Yeah, they just take off. I mean, they don't go very fast, and they don't go very far.
That's a big old piece of machinery right there, though.
Yeah, but they were hairy. That's what I remember. Like, you don't think, like, looking at them, but then you get on top of one.
Like, darn. They had a little smell to them?
I don't remember that part, but I'm sure. Yeah, there's lots of, dropping of deuces.
Hey. got the deuce drop.
Bigger the animal, bigger the deuce.
Got the deuce drop, baby.
Speaking of deuces, who's going to drop the deuce tomorrow? Tennessee or Alabama?
Oh. The first one to do it gets flushed.
Does Nico and that offense get clicking tomorrow?
I think so.
And find the explosive plays?
I think so. I'm thinking of getting it done, man. Like I'm really not even going back and forth. Like 2022, I was like, man, this is it. Like we're gonna need some things to go right, but man, this year I just feel like we good. Like we really good. And at any moment, like when it clicks, if it clicks, we win by more than 6. I mean, more than 7 because I got it a 7-point victory right now.
6 made it rhyme, though.
Yeah, but it's going to be more than that. I can promise you that.
So Zeph sent us a story from The Athletic where I think it was David Ubben, maybe.
Yeah, I believe so.
That visited with 7 coaches that had played either Alabama or Tennessee. Okay. And they used they gave information about each of the schools based on anonymity. Bama's O-line versus Tennessee front 7. One coach that played Bama this year, anonymously, not head coach necessarily, just, coach, that played Bama this year, anonymously told The Athletic, quote, "The offensive line is not as menacing as they've been in the past. They have good players, but they've moved their lineup around, and it just didn't seem like an Alabama offensive line we're used to in the last couple of decades under Saban," end quote.
I think that sounds about right. From the naked eye, you know what I mean? Hey, listen, I'm just a fan. I don't know nothing about no football, but I do know what look good. And we look damn good. Go Vols, I can tell you that. I can tell you that, yo. Yeah, you better believe it. Saban ain't walking through that door.
The other thing about
other obligations.
As well as the defensive line has played this year and the notoriety that they have received, Rodney Garner challenged them this week by saying that they haven't been elite.
That's what I like. I love that.
He knows mediocrity. That they have an opportunity to be great this weekend.
And that's what he's demanding. Y'all look good. Yeah, y'all straight. Yeah, y'all making a couple of plays, but y'all still ain't reached that elite status that I'm demanding from y'all. So when the energy finally reaches there, look out. Look out.
Brandon says on YouTube, you can watch the show, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Evan and Bank Chat is open. Brandon on YouTube. Slay would have an elephant pulling the Sooner schooner down Broadway.
Brandon is starting to get it. And Brandon is starting to get it.
With like a gator with your gaiters on?
No.
Or a gaiter wrapped around your neck?
Yes, gaiters on, but a gator collar. You ain't never seen an elephant with a gator collar. That's right. I haven't
seen an elephant with a gator collar.
With you know what's hanging off the gator collar? Wolf hair. Don't never forget about NC State. Yeah, we got them early on. Got wolf hair hanging off the gator collar. That keep all the bad spirits away while we coming down Broadway.
They've had a tough go, too. Grayson McCall got hurt. They've been playing freshman quarterback and losing games.
And guess what? We ain't got time to worry about it. We on to our next thing.
A member of the Georgia contingent not making the trip to Texas. You seen this story?
No.
Georgia mascot UGA 11.
Oh, see, I told y'all in the summer when they switched over. Go ahead. Go on finish. Go on finish. I try to tell y'all. Go on finish.
Georgia mascot UGA 11 will not go with the team to Austin. His name is Boom. This UGA. His owner, Charles Seiler, said, quote, "This dog hasn't been on a plane yet and hasn't been on a bus yet. He's really young and immature and crazy as hell. And this game wasn't a good fit for us."
Listen, sometimes you just mirror image of what you got around you.
So,
look, what you got? What you got, Zelf?
Remember a couple years ago when Bevo and UGA got into it?
Yeah, he said that was his dad. That was Boom's dad, who was named Q.
Yeah, Big Q.
So, is the real reason that he's immature, or is the real reason that they don't want that beef to spread over into the next generation?
No. I think he hitting it right down the head. I told y'all when the new UGA came through, listen, you bring that little dog out there, his conditioning is low, man. Conditioning is low. Now, they got to go down to Austin, put the AC unit in the doghouse. This little UGA right here, he ain't, like he said, he ain't never been there. He don't know what this is all about. You know, them little legs right there, they're conditioning low. You know what I mean? Breathing gonna be heavy. You ain't got no asthma pump for him yet because he probably ain't been fitted for one. It's gonna take something different when you get down there to Bevo. That's why it's gonna rely on them people on the field, them dogs on the field. They probably told him, listen, leave UGA behind on this one because he's gonna slow us down. We won't need nobody slowing us down.
But if UGA is too weak to make the trip, does that change how you view the outcome of this game?
You know what, that's a good point right there. That's a good point right there. I
love the quote. He's really young and immature and crazy as hell, and this game wasn't a fit for us.
Yeah, some of the Georgia players act like that sometimes.
He didn't go to Kentucky either. You see what happened there?
That did. Ooh. Yeah, buddy. Well, they better figure something out. They better take a puppet. You know what I mean? Or a little stuffed animal or something, like, and put them on the sideline and let them act like UGA, because you got to have your dogs with you. We got our dogs all sit up front.
People got big jokes on the chat, man.
What they talking about?
Some of which I can't read.
Yeah.
Or choose not to. How about that?
Alone.
Has Smokey ever not been able to travel?
Man, you ever don't you ever let that come out your mouth.
That's what I'm saying. No. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I've never seen Smokey have a trouble traveling when they switch
Smokey
over.
did tear his ACL once. Remember that?
That's out there hustling and grinding.
But he might have missed the trip after that.
Yeah, he probably did because it's hustling and grinding. Sometimes you got to set it down. What's the man's name? What dog you talking about? What's the name of? What's UT mascot name?
Smokey.
Think he don't want to smoke? That's why they named him that. You know what I mean? I'm here to come on, man. Hype train know it. Hype train know it. They won't smoke. It won't all the smoke.
So you were picking Georgia.
I was.
Do you change your pick because UGA's not man enough to go to Austin, Texas?
No, I'm gonna stand with Kirby on this one just because I needed to be chaotic in the SEC landscape.
Speaking of Kirby,
so that's gonna be more of me picking on what I want to happen instead of what I think will happen.
So UGA's not going.
But I'm going to leave Georgia
Immature,
and Texas
crazy
off
as
the
hell.
parcel, too. Yeah, they off the parcel. They too immature to be.
Speaking of Kirby, Kirby rolled out to Buffalo Wild Wings yesterday, and man,
yes, he did.
Almost had basically his tire was cut, like throat slash cut.
Somebody tried to take Curb out. That's what it was.
Is that what happened?
Man, y'all got Curb was on it though.
Just slice the tires like back in the old days.
Curb is MacGyver. His instincts go up immediately.
Kirby's going to be swimming with the fishes?
Man, he probably got an alert to his phone. Tire cut.
Kirby said, got to give a huge shout out to the team at Firestone Complete, 593 State Road 46 in Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
They helped him out.
Yes.
Zeph held him out too.
Yep, drove him down there, dropped him off, picked him back up, and took him back to load the stuff up.
I really can't believe, after I saw the tire, I really cannot believe that tire didn't pop on the way to Firestone.
That would have been nuts.
It was very, very dangerous of Kirby to drive on that.
Kirby would have put a kickstand up on
But it's
and
like,
got down.
we're not talking about a pop tire where you get like something in your tire. This is like where the radials will be sticking out and can cut you.
It's cut. Like you gave it up to Firestone. I got to give it up to Gateway Tire, man. My truck broke down on me today while I was at the mall. Came out, wouldn't start. So shout out to Casey, Garth, and them over there, Gateway Tire. Yeah, I had to hit Garth up. Hey, man, I'm in dire need, baby. And he sent the cavalry. Casey came and picked me up, tried to jump it off. That didn't work. He took me on home where I could get on over here to get to work. You know what I mean? Then he just
I'm glad it was your
took care of me.
battery and not your alternator, because those are the two things that it could be, and one is way more expensive than the other.
Hey, man.
How long you been dealing with battery problems?
Yeah, I've been dealing with that for about a good year. Yeah, and a little bit of change. Yeah. I got battery cables, though.
So, how often do you have to get jumped by some good Samaritan that happens to be where you are?
Maybe 2.5 weeks.
So we need to get you one of those self battery starters.
No.
Self jumpers.
No. I got Gateway Tires. That's my battery. That's my battery jumper.
My man just rolls out from the movie theater, can't start the car, and then he just asks the guy next to him, I got cables. Can I jump it?
Yeah, it's volunteer state. That's what we do. Volunteer help. This was where you want to get lost at or stuck at. Thank you,
All right,
Babs.
when we come back, God knows what Reese and Laura have to say.
We got to get to them, though.
And we will.
Slay live and direct coming up to it then.
Reese and Laura next, 3HL. If you want in, 615-737-1045. You want to offer your Tennessee Bama pick. Can the Titans pull the upset against the Bills? 615-737-1045. 3HL 104.5, the Zone, Britt Doherty, Ross Slay, working through a Friday edition of 3HL. Zeph has a stat that is going to blow your mind with regard to the Tennessee-Alabama series.
Well, blow my mind in.
So we all know that Alabama has beaten Tennessee in 17 of the last 18 meetings.
Who's counting?
That one coming in 2022 where Tennessee finally broke the streak. However, in games where both the Crimson Tide and the Tennessee Volunteers are ranked in the AP Top 15, Tennessee has won 5 of the last 6 matchups.
Hold on. Give me that again.
I
Okay.
thought it was 9 out of 10.
It might be just be where this is
lost.
Only going so far
I
back.
was telling Laura about it. Give me that one more time.
Okay. However, in games where both the Crimson Tide and the Tennessee Volunteers are ranked in the AP Top 15, as they are heading into this game, Tennessee has won 5 of the last 6 games. Now,
yeah, what I saw was 9 out of 10, but there you go.
May very well be true. And so what that goes to show is now Alabama's beaten 14 unranked Tennessee teams in that 17 out of 18.
Yeah, you're the better team.
Yeah. So, but when Tennessee is a good team, Alabama struggles.
Well, that's interesting. There's
like
that talk.
Good job, Zephyr.
Do you still have the audio from yesterday, the Alabama wide receiver and co-offensive coordinator coach Jamarcus Shepard?
Give me like 30 seconds.
Okay.
That's all. Like a little 30 seconds.
So Mark went 27-21 Tennessee. We'll give our picks at the end of the show.
Who
Do you
did?
want to? Huh?
Yeah, Mark Moonshine.
Yeah.
It's like, who the hell is Mark? Yeah. Okay.
You only deal with nicknames.
Yeah, everything else is rough. It's a rough draft.
Like, you've only called me Brent like 2 times. And when you do, I'm like, it feels like my mom got mad at me.
It was accidental. Anytime.
All right. So, Alabama wide receiver coach and co-offense coordinator Jamarcus Shepard compared the crowd noise at Neyland to a thunderstorm. Check this out.
Last 2 questions.
How does the crowd noise affect communication with receivers on the outside?
I mean, the crowd noise to me is the same thing as if it was raining or thunderstorming out there. Okay, shit has 0 effect on you. The defense has to adjust to the crowd noise, just like we have to adjust to the crowd noise. So we got to do our job the way that we're supposed to do it, regardless of the environment. The environment should not affect us as an offense. And if it does, then we're not clearly focused on doing our job.
So I looked. You know how many times Jamarcus Shepard has coached in Neyland Stadium?
How many?
1 time.
What was this?
He's been there 1 time in 2013 as a member of the Western Kentucky football staff. Tennessee won 52-20 that day.
Probably wasn't that loud.
So based on that, he's in for a different deal tomorrow.
He ain't experienced this one. And listen, that coach, man, shout out to him because it shouldn't affect you.
Right, that part of what he said was definitely true.
Yeah, but
the weird part was it's like it's raining.
No, but the weird part with me is it's about the players on the field. Like, yeah, it may not affect you. You're gonna be stoic and locked into what you got to do, but the players hearing and communicating and trying to get the plays out to each other and maybe the checks that, like, man, that's different. The screaming, you got to come out of place to tap a guy over or let them know, hey, you need to be here. And they like, what? I can't hear you. No, you need to be here. I can't hear you. Hey, man, scoot over. You need to be. Boom. Oh, wait a minute. Dante Thornton at the 10, the 5. It's touchdown. Give him 6. And then the coach just sitting over there like, I told y'all this shouldn't affect us.
There were 2 huge plays at least in the Tennessee-Florida game.
Yeah.
Remember DJ Lagway?
Hands on him.
On the end where the students are?
Yes.
Inside the 10-yard line, and they had to delay a game, and he's got his hands over the ear holes.
Yeah, that's not a play. That's not a play being called, hands on the ear holes.
So you get the delay of game, you get 3rd and long, and then he ends up almost throwing a pick. Then you get the punt with the short field that leads to the touchdown.
Yes.
So then in overtime, they choose to go to overtime, and on 2nd down and 10, or whatever it was, they get the false start penalty because same thing. He's got his hands over his ears. He can't hear.
No, that noise is going to be different, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm screaming to the top of my lungs, so I know I'm doing my part. And I think it's 102,000 other people doing the exact same thing from every angle in the stadium, all angled at the middle of the field. Yeah. All right, thunderstorm. Yeah. You ain't never seen no black cloud like this then, buddy.
Coach, I can't hear. It's just rain.
Yeah. You ain't take your umbrella. I told y'all to bring your umbrella out here. What, Coach? I can't hear you. I know you can't hear me. I don't know what I was talking about. I apologize, y'all, when y'all get back over to the bench. But for now, take this 65-yard and get on out of the way.
Ramon Foster in the chant. In the chat.
Yeah, he chanting too.
Ramon Foster says, thanks, Coach. Bulletin board material.
Yeah, we'll take that all day long.
Ramon says against Western probably wasn't necessary for noise.
That's what I just said. What was it loud the first 6 minutes of the game? Then everybody was worried about what, man. I'm gonna tell you one thing right there at the Y, what is it that you walk down in? The Y tunnel or the Y corridor. That probably ain't it either. Section Y. Okay. When you walk down in there, I think, if I ain't mistaken, man, I'm going to tell y'all something right now. Y'all stay away from it. Man, they got them hot dogs right there, them sausage dogs. What is it? They got them smoked dogs right there. Or the links or something. Man, they got them peppers and onions right there going too. Woo! Them bad boys call my name every single time.
How did you get to talking about food?
Dude, because that's the way I go when I see, okay, it's media timeout, probably about 3:30. I'll be like, okay, let me hurry up and get up here to the bathroom, use the bathroom. When I'm coming back, every time it tickles my nose. And I can't walk past it.
You can't help it.
Then that damn line too long. So I want everybody else to go sit down. Let me get one of them sausage dogs with the links, man, with the peppers and onions. Boy, whoever that is, they need a raise. Danny White, whoever cooking them dogs up there with the peppers and onions over there by the Y, little corridor door. Hey, man. Woo!
By the Y.
Man, that bad boy is earthquaking. Man, those some good dogs, man. They can just put that bun too big, though. The bread, that's too much bread. The bun
is too big.
That's entirely too much bread. Too much bread.
You always end up pinching it off.
Yeah, it's too much to pinch off. Because then what you going to do? You're going to look up, it's going to be birds diving down into the stadium like you feeding them. Like, that's too much bread, y'all.
Like at the beach?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or like over here at Centennial Park.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. Don't do that, man. Not that much bread.
Is Parthenon's still over there?
Parthenon's still over there.
Is Athena still in there?
You better believe she in there. I need to go see her because I told y'all that used to be one of my nightmare dreams.
Yeah. Athena came to get you?
I thought it was a Ghostbuster.
Reese and Laura up there in South Central Kentucky. Laura, what's up?
Hey, I want to touch on Dixieland Delight for a minute.
You mean that song about Tennessee that was written about Leaper's Fork?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I think Alabama fans think because it's sung by a band called Alabama that they've replaced all the Tennessee words with Alabama. I jammed out to it before we called you, and I'm going to jam out to it again to the top of the speakers will go, and I will be out singing with it.
I like
Big Slayer, you with me?
Okay. Hey, Laura, you better believe it, Reese.
Hey, Ron Slay.
There go my girl. What up, Reese?
I don't know about no songs. There's only one song I know about. We'll get to that later if that don't cut me off. First off, Savage, I love y'all, but there's too much hate talk about the Toppers there. We're gonna ignore that and act like that didn't happen.
But, I mean, as a Western Kentucky fan, you can admit that the crowd level was probably not as intense that day as it will be against Alabama.
102,000 for us, and Western gets like 17 or 18,000. But we have a nice looking field, and we almost beat good teams. But
hey, they're gonna be 6-2 after they win next week.
And we should have beat Boston College, but that's enough about that.
Yes, they should.
We let that one slip away. So I almost got fired. Well, technically, I got fired today, and I got rehired. So that was a bad day.
That's a good day. You got rehired.
Yeah, there was this person who was decked out in all Alabama. Right? Are you with me, Big Slay?
Yeah, I'm right here with you.
So anytime I see an Alabama fan, I just refuse to help them. I just walk away. And they ask me where the vegetables were. And as y'all know, I used to be real fat, right?
Yeah.
Well, this person's rather large. And I was like, why you want to know where the vegetables are? It's not working.
Oh, my Lord, Reese.
Damn.
That made him mad.
Reese has lost more than 100 pounds, so that's what he was talking about there.
150.
Jeez.
And so I wouldn't have said that to anybody, but it was an Alabama fan, so I was already upset. And then he's mad and all that. And I said, hey, man, do you know what time it is? I said, I don't have a cell phone. And he's like, it's like 10:30. I said, no, you're wrong. And he pulled out a cell phone and he goes, it's 10:31. I said, no, you're wrong. And he's like, what? And I said, it's football time in Tennessee.
And so this is how you got fired?
Yes, he actually went to management and filed a formal complaint. And I was already on a final warning. And so they pulled me in the office and fired me and called the manager. And an hour and a half later, they called Laura and told me to come back in and all this nonsense. And now I don't even know how this exists, but I'm on a double final warning now. And I'm no longer allowed to talk to Alabama fans. That's if I talk to any Alabama fan besides telling them where the vegetables are, I'm automatically fired. Because when I explained to them the deal, and they said, so you were mad because he was an Alabama fan? I said, yes. I said, it's the third Saturday in October. I didn't want to tell this Alabama person where the vegetables was. If they can't figure it out, it's their own fault, just like they can't figure out where the end zone is. And the manager's not a sports fan, so he just was confused. And he's like, look, you're a good worker. Just don't talk to Alabama fans, and we'll brush this under the rug. And I was like, whatever you say, boss, but I'm not helping Alabama fans. And so that went. But as you know, I lost a lot of money last week, but I did good. I broke a rule, though. Laura has this rule, no betting after 9 beers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a good rule.
Yeah, that's how'd you come up with 9?
I have no idea. You'd have to ask her.
Okay.
The no betting after 9 beers. They want to know how you came up with a 9 as a number. I don't know. But anyhow, so Tennessee. So she said 9 seemed like a good number. She was probably on number 10. So Tennessee's losing. I got $850 on it. I've got her car payment on it, and all the betting account is taken. And I'm like, oh boy, she is going to flip out on me. This is not going good. So I take the rest. I cash out. And I take the rest of my paychecks and put 2 in-game bets on it and got lucky that covered both of them and only end up losing $75. So I have promised her not to bet more than 200. We got them at plus 3.5. So I promised her not to bet more than 200 this week. So you know what I did, Big Slay?
What'd you do?
Bet 300.
I bet $350.
350. There you go.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that.
3.5 point line, 350. Makes sense.
Exactly. She shouldn't have left the phone. But anyhow, back to the start of the call where Laura was talking about some song. The only song I know is Good Old Rocky Top. Join in, babe. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Go Big Orange. We're taking down the Tide.
There they go. Reese and Laura. Reese got fired and rehired.
Yeah, that's in
the same day.
That's something right there. I'll take that all day long.
Paul Feinbaum's doing his show from the Hill in Knoxville, and the kid that was dancing on the Jumbotron last week was just in the background with a song.
Dancing in the background?
He wasn't dancing. He was just standing there. That's why I pointed over there. But then
I thought you were talking about him.
The guy with the hat?
Yeah.
Who is Gordon Whitner? Do we even know?
Chairman of the Tennessee alumnus.
Okay, there you go. Well, he's on there. Big cowboy hat. It's one more Tennessee note. Lakers rookie and Vol for Life Dalton Connect had a preseason game.
Cooking.
35 points, including 20 in a row.
Yes.
7 rebounds. 13 of his 35 came in overtime in the win. He was 8 of 13 from 3. Going to be a baller.
Yes. That man right there, man, is perfect spot, boy, especially with a coach like J.J. Redick. Needing a shooter like that, yeah. That was impressive.
Watching him hit that inbounds pass, corner 3, off balance, brought back so many memories. I mean, how many times did he hit that shot at Tennessee?
Yeah.
An uncountable amount. And then he goes and does it in the NBA with ease.
Yep. All right, here's the thing. All lines are loaded. If you guys can be quick, we'll go through as many calls as possible. Also, Slay Dog has his parlay. That's next 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, y'all? It's time to get to it, man. Anytime you don't want to be out without power, you got an opportunity that's right there in the palm of your hand. All you got to do is hit up Cove Generators, COVE Generators. Get you a Generac automatic standby generator. And on top of that, you can get any brand of generator, and they will do the work on it. They work on all generators, but you have this opportunity to go get a good one, man. And we'll add on that. After mentioning me and Babsy, on behalf of us, go get you a new 7-year warranty upgrade. That's over $1,000 value. Yes, indeed. You can't beat it. I know you can't. Ain't no need looking anywhere else. Cove Generators got it for you. Financing is now available. Now, they have many options, some as low as 0% financing. Certain terms and conditions do apply when you get that. But Generac Standby Home Generator. Remember that, people. Get over there to visit CoveGenerators.com and never lose power again. Give them a call at 931-559-3311. That's CoveGenerators.com, and stay connected through it all.
It is football time in Tennessee. Where are you catching all the college and pro games this season? Scoreboard Bar and Grill is where you need to be. Which location is the question? Scoreboard Opry near Opry Mills Mall in Donaldson, or Scoreboard Cedar Creek in Mount Juliet? Say hello to our friend Arlo. In Mount Juliet. He's got the white styrofoam cup filled with Tito's. All Scoreboard, and lots of jokes. All Scoreboard locations have brand new football menus with new food and drink items, sure to impress anyone. Scoreboard Bar and Grill has its own built-in party. Every Scoreboard has tons of TVs and will have all of your favorite games on with full sound, the coldest beer and largest Bushwhacker selection you'll find, and get this, Scoreboard giving away UT tickets to every home game all season long. Just stop in and sign up for their loyalty program, Scoreboard Stars. Mark your calendar for 2 big Halloween bashes, both on October 26th. Scoreboard Opry will have cosplay cowboys on the stage, and Scoreboard Cedar Creek will have live music from Sister Ruth and the Swamp Grass Revival. If it's football time, it's Scoreboard time. Scoreboard Opry and Scoreboard Cedar Creek, Scoreboard Bar and Grill. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ross Slay with you. Make sure to tune in to 104.5 The Zone all day Monday. We will rehash the Titans-Bills game. Do you see a path to victory for the Titans against the Bills?
Yeah. Keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands. Control the ball. Control the time of possession. Run the ball. Keep him off the field.
Bills have given up 28 points per game. Need to open it up for Levis and let him rip, right?
I mean, is that what it is? Like, I honestly don't know. I don't know anymore. Like, when he lets it rip, it comes up short and it's an interception.
Levis leads the NFL with 10 giveaways. That cannot happen. That's one thing that cannot happen. Also, the Bills are number 31 in rush yards allowed per play. So a pathway maybe with Pollard. Spears is out with a hammy. You have to get wide receiver Calvin Ridley involved, and he's right. Get it done early.
Yeah.
Titans will only have 5 wide receivers this weekend versus the Bills.
Yeah.
I mean, how many?
Traylon Burks out the way.
How many do they really need?
Now this is the opportunity. Like, it's no more gazing over or saying, man, Traylon dropped the ball, and him deflecting from what's going on with the other 1,000-yard receivers and why they not getting the ball. So I'm glad that's out the way. Now we're gonna be able to focus on NWI being that guy. See, we're gonna be able to focus on that.
She does love him.
Yeah, but who's throwing the ball?
That's what I'm saying.
This was what
I was joking when they really need 5 wide receivers.
No, I'm just saying, but they got tight ends too that ain't receiving the ball. For a guy with a massive arm.
The NFL is weird in that, like, weird things happen where, like, 9-point underdogs win sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Scientific.
It does.
Scientific.
I mean, well, we need all that science.
Weird science.
Yeah, please show up.
Kevin in Hopkinsville, y'all be quick. We got to get to as many as we can and get to the parlay. So hit us, Kevin. What up?
What's going on? Real quick.
Yep.
Bills 37, Titans 14. By week 12, Mason Rudolph will be the starting quarterback. And finally, I'm nominating Don Davenport. I'm going to write her in as president.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. Remind us to tell her that.
Don Davenport for president?
Yeah.
I like that. She'll love that. She's been trying to get into it anyway. Remember?
Yeah, she wanted to be on the school board, right?
Yep.
She wanted to be on a crossing guard, but they wouldn't let her.
See if
she wants to be on the school board.
She aim higher. If you fall short of it, then she can be in Senate or something.
President Babs. Well, she'll do something to that fast lane.
You better believe it. Immediately. She ain't wrong.
And the time change, too.
Yes.
Should get rid of that. Dwayne in Lafayette. Dwayne, what up?
What up, guys? So I'll be as quick as possible. Start by saying Will Levis, let him play. We don't know what we got if we don't do it.
Yep.
So with that, I gotta throw in my favorite Bama joke. So why is it okay to pee in the Tennessee River?
Ooh.
Why?
Because it eventually becomes Alabama drinking water. Think about that next time you hear Roll Tide.
Thank you, Dwayne.
Rolling on down. Thank you, Dwayne. I like that, man. Bama fans, talk up. Speak up or forever hold your peace.
Pee in the Tennessee River.
I mean,
it'll end up as Bama drinking water.
Line is open.
All right, Stacy and Mount Juliet. Stacy, what's up?
Hey, Brent, good to talk to you. Been a while.
Yeah, man.
First things first, Roll Tide, roll, baby.
There we go. That's what I'm looking
I like
for.
the little stat guy in there. It took him all day to Google a stat. Tennessee was better than Alabama, but he finally found one. He finally got him one. But let's break it down, fellas. In the series, Bama dominates.
Mm-hmm.
Most national championships, most SEC championships. It's simple. A butt kicking's coming tomorrow in Knoxville.
All right, Stacy, we'll see. I mean,
you know what the thing.
Wait, real quick. Can I add this real quick? Do you think that Bama fans thought they were going to beat the ever-living ass out of South Carolina?
Yeah.
Going into that game?
Especially coming off the game before.
South Carolina's quarterback better than Tennessee's?
Yeah, not today.
All right.
I
just wondering.
Another thing that they always throw out is the resume is not going to play the game. Like, your history is not playing the game. That's why we're having this conversation.
All
because the past wins with Saban is not playing this game.
What was the other stat we were just kicking around? Vanderbilt had scored 13 total points against Alabama under Nick Saban, and they had 13 in the first quarter against Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah.
That's a stat.
Yeah. Listen, I want to know when you going to be able to put maybe I'm crazy.
What do you think Bama
Maybe Mark Ingram is coming out and playing.
What do you think Bama fans going to do if Tennessee were to win and Tennessee will have won 2 out of 3 against Alabama?
They're going to do what they're doing now. Refer back to this era that they've been winning in with Nick Saban at the helm. That's exactly what they're going to do.
Same thing Florida fans do.
Yeah, it's
I haven't
simple.
heard anything from Florida fans.
It's simple. It's simple what's going to happen.
When Gator Mike called in, got you riled up because he asked you how you were feeling in the first quarter.
He didn't understand how I was feeling, so I had to explain to him. But that's what's going to happen.
He texted me later and said, "What did I just do?"
People crazy, man. Like you keep like we are in 2024. Hey, it was what it was. We was a dumpster fire, but now we got y'all attention. I know that for sure.
At the very least, that is true.
No, we got their attention. Anytime you have to start throwing up how many championships y'all got, the Lakers got plenty of them too. Trash right now. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. Boston won. It's part of it. We right in it, baby.
Do you have a parlay?
I got a parlay for tonight too.
How many parlays do you have? I know you're just going to give 1 or 2.
I got right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
You had 2 yesterday. 1 hit.
Yep.
All right. What will you give the people?
I'm giving the people the parlay for tonight. That's gonna give you money to walk in with tomorrow. No, we got time. Okay. Yeah, let it play. Okay.
We've got control over this.
Bring me my money. All right, straight to it, man. Friday night parlay. Florida State at Duke. Babs is on that game. I'm taking Florida State money line. Purdue versus Oregon. They got to go to Purdue plus 32.5. That's a lot of points. I altered that spread a little bit. I'm taking Purdue. BYU money line over Oklahoma State. Fresno State at Nevada. Give me Fresno State money line. That's all for right. Tonight.
You got one for Saturday?
I got one for Saturday. And the one for Saturday goes something like Nebraska plus 6.5 over at Indiana. East Carolina plus 16.5 at Army. South Florida and UAB taking South Florida money line. Ball State at Vanderbilt, giving Ball State 27.5 points. I think Vanderbilt is looking ahead and trying to get healthy, so I'm taking Ball State plus the 27.5
for a half. Maybe.
Yeah. Arkansas and LSU, I'm taking Arkansas plus 3.5 at home, a night game. Georgia at Texas, give me the over. I got it at 56.5, so give me the over and let's work. Boom!
All right. Takes me a minute to write all that down.
And if you wanted something else, just for poops and giggles.
I was wondering where you were going to go.
Tennessee money line and take the under. The score will be 24-17. Vols. They get their passing attack going. Y'all ass really in trouble. There's going to be 10 or more. But for right now, 24-17 Vols.
27-13 Tennessee beats Alabama.
I like it, Yoro.
Zeph, what you got?
24-21 Tennessee.
24, okay. I like it.
What was your score?
24-17 Vols. All Vols. Because that's all we know.
Appreciate y'all including us in your day. And if you're not a Tennessee fan, putting up with us on days like this, we are here for you. We do not take it lightly or for granted that you include us in your day. Good night. God bless.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be unless you're Traylon Burks, who's down, Tajay Spears, who's down, or Bama, who's going to be down. And all you little typewriter warriors, don't come out here talking. Don't come out here talking. You had your time. You know the phone number. We gone. Go Vols!